What's going on, Internet? The Black Hokage here, aka TBH, and to be honest, I'd like to welcome you all back to the Gaming Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and you're now tuned into episode 168. If you're watching the video version of the show at youtube.com/GI updates, know this show is available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and all other major podcast platforms. Also, be sure to rate the show 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. We need that 5-star rating so we can move up in the charts. Also, follow the podcast on social media. We're dropping content on our pages. We're available on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Our handle on every platform is at GI Updates. And if you want to join the Discord, our Discord is discord.gg/GI Updates. Links to all our social media platforms will be in the description box below at youtube.com/GI Updates. Now, without further ado, allow me to introduce you to my co-hosts, the first of which I cannot fucking talk today. The first of which cannot contain their excitement whenever a new Magic the Gathering collaboration drops. I guess never giving up and spamming the group chat about is his magic. Etho, say what up to the people. I fucked that all up.
You're muted.
It's okay.
Oh, I am.
We're
muted.
all fucking
Hi,
up.
everybody.
Let's go.
I'm sorry.
Best podcast on the internet.
Gotta be scuffed. I mean, TBH, you said you were gonna try it, right?
Yeah, I would like to get some of those cards, but all the scammers keep getting them, bro.
I mean, you got to get in line. If send me a little money, I'll hold the line for you.
I will never wait in line for no nerd shit. No, thank you. It's never that important to me.
Hey, it'd be worth some money.
It's not worth that much, bro.
But TBA still set his levels to this.
Yeah,
his levels
if
to
you didn't
nerd.
know, Sony has a collaboration, so a bunch of like big Sony IPs, probably exactly the ones you're thinking. They got turned into Magic cards, and it's got a lot of people really excited. So, if you're interested in learning how to play the game Commander or how to build a deck for any of them, let me know. I'm somewhat of a Magic player, so
somewhat of a scientist myself.
Yeah.
And my second co-host definitely hasn't slept much these past few days as she's been juggling Silk Song and Silent Hill F. Luckily for us, she made some time for the show. Miss 5,000 Watts, say what up to the people.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to talk about Silent Hill a lot. So I hope you're ready.
Okay.
Get your lore books out.
Okay, and last but certainly not least is our third co-host who built his name arguing with Twitter bots, Reddit mods, and now Discord kittens. UTX Discord the Don. Say what up to the people.
Discord kittens.
Yeah, that's a new one. All I'm gonna say is,
did you not argue with a Discord kitten recently?
I'm mentally stressed out. It's like arguing with children, man. We gotta get it together. I'm too old for this. Outside of that, all I want to say is the Eagles cheated. Last week they cheated, bro.
I did so. You also like crazy, bro. That's crazy.
No, they cheated, bro.
I don't know nothing about football.
We'll avenge you.
No, I gotta wait on Tampa Bay because they in the hood. Already saw them rolling around with the green. I was outside today. I seen them. They in town, bro. And I wanted to say something. I want to say, man, y'all some cheaters, dog. But I ain't want to get them all riled up.
They're doing good this year, aren't they?
Yeah, they 3-0 on some bull. So now either Tampa Bay or the Eagles gonna lose tomorrow. Yeah.
Man, let me know when the NBA season starts, man, so I can whip y'all ass in fantasy. Okay.
Here we go. Now he a fantasy connoisseur. One year he played without us.
How would you update your gaming fantasy?
Let's not forget.
You need to add some games.
How would you add some games for you?
Bro, we are so good, bro. But Watch destroyed
I gave up.
us.
Watch beat us, okay?
There's no way to predict the events that were going to happen this year, okay, guys? I did my best, okay?
Watch just murdered us, so Watch, there's going to be
Watch.
Wait, so
lore, bro.
Are we gonna create custom?
Do I get a trophy, a ring,
like championship rings? Or is it gonna be a trophy, or is it
gonna put a wrestling belt on?
Yeah, like we're gonna belt and we're gonna ship it to Watch.
I mean, you were the one who started it, so yeah, you come up with whatever you gotta
wear a Gucci belt on your head for the next podcast.
Okay,
I'll find some sort of trinket.
A Louis V. With that being said, let's lead into the head conversations for the podcast. A bunch of games have came out since the last show. Half of them I did not play, mainly because I didn't have the time. Something we've been talking about recently because an article dropped about how there's too many games, even though there's a segment of the internet talking about gaming is dead. It's quite the contrary. And the first one we're going to talk about is Hollow Knight Silk Song, a game that has been mythical for the past few years. People didn't know if it was going to come out. People thought maybe it was going to get canceled. Randomly, it got a release date, and then it came out like 2 weeks later. And then within like the first 24 hours, I believe it sold 500,000 copies. And I think it's pushed a few million since then. And the fans seem to love it. It's available on Game Pass if you have it. And we have the residential #1 fan here, Miss 5,000 Watts. So give us the
It's
good,
also
bad.
$20. It's $20.
If you don't have
too.
Game Pass.
Friggin' nothing.
Good, bad,
Crazy.
and the ugly. Silk Song. Give it to us.
Silk Song is, so I put this on my fantasy, by the way, as like I've picked up a lot of good games. Let me throw out something that will tank me. And then they actually released it, which I couldn't believe. Anyway, the good, bad, and the ugly. Okay, I'll start with the good. We'll do a sandwich. The good is that it's beautiful. I think the art style is super unique, and makes it a really interesting, wonderful world to be in. The music is really good as well, and it gets progressively better as you're going through the game. The exploration is really good. Like just the way that, because this is a Metroidvania for people who know absolutely nothing about Silksong. So as you're exploring, you're unlocking new stuff, you're finding new things, and then you're going back and exploring other areas. But the way that they do it in Silksong compared to other Metroidvanias is it just feels better. Because I've played a lot of Metroidvanias and you unlock something and you're like, I gotta go all the way to the other side of the map, past this annoying place to go and use it at that one spot that I couldn't get to. Silksong has a very like natural and refined way of getting to stuff and unlocking new things, which I really like. The world is really dark. I think this is going to be kind of like our Bloodborne. There's a portion of Silksong that's like, this is like our Bloodborne, where it looks very Bloodborne art style wise. And it's basically like these pilgrims trying to climb up to get to the promised land. And the gods are like, you just got to work a little bit harder. You just got to give us a little bit more money and you'll be right there. So they do a really good job of making you feel the pain and the brokenness of the pilgrims. The stuff that I didn't like about it is they throw a lot of gank fights at you in Silksong. And by gank fights, I mean you go into a room, it closes the door, you're stuck in there with regular enemies that you fought before, but now there's more of them. So it's like, oh, it's that annoying spear guy, but now he also has an annoying bird with him. Great. So I don't like those. I just don't find them that interesting. When you're stuck on a boss, it always feels like you're progressing. You're like, okay, I now have locked down how to deal with that move. Whereas in gank fights, it feels like it's partly to do with luck if something is going to go your way, but also you already know what these enemies do. So you're not really learning anything. You're just waiting for it to kind of work out for you.
That's kind of how I felt about towards the end of Kazaa, the first Berserker. I felt the first the first half was amazing, but the second half, it just kept throwing the same enemies at you and they would jump you. And I found that to be annoying because we weren't progressing.
Yeah, gank fights, I don't find gank fights super fun. And I think you have even less options of how they can vary in a 2D game just because of the nature of, you have less stuff that you can work with. But any of the bosses that I fought, I really liked them. I really liked the individual bosses. Every single one I really, really enjoyed. Also, there's some areas of the game that are very brutal when it comes to platforming and also run backs to where you died. So that can kind of eat away at you if you're playing for long periods of time. Even people I know who really love the game, they're like, I played a ton the first day or two, and now they kind of step back a little bit because they're like, man, it's really beating my ass and it's hard consistently. It's like never gives up. And I do think that it's almost part of the narrative that it's supposed to feel like it's beating you down and you're constantly being hurt and poor and running out of stuff, because I feel like that is the narrative that they're telling. But it does hurt at my hands, and I have had to take breaks from the game. I've got 30 hours in. I have not finished, and my hands were really hurting. So I had to take a break.
I've seen some people online calling Silksong the Dark Souls of 2D Metroidvania games. Do you have any insight? What does that mean? Was it just the level design, what you said with the Bloodborne stuff?
I assume they mean because it's hard. You lose your currency when you die, and you have to go back to it. There's shortcuts and shrines. There's actually, people have called this the Dark Souls 2 of Metroidvanias. Because Dark Souls 2 was super long run backs, lots of gank fights. That's Silksong. Silksong has those things. So yeah, it is honestly just a it's quite a punishing game with one thing that they did do with Silksong that's different to just regular Hollow Knight. If you're doing a jumping puzzle and you fall into the environment, it will do 2 health pips of damage instead of 1. So if you fall, you get hit by an enemy, you're damn near dead. And then you have to work up your silk, which is your resource, to be able to heal yourself again. And you work that up by hitting enemies. So it's an oppressive game. It's oppressive. But the thing that is so good about Silksong is it is an old school Metroidvania. Like just in its core, it is an old school Metroidvania. And they do all of that really well. All of the animation work.
Are they rolling dice?
They're rolling dice. Yeah. So this is you've come across the NPC quests are actually really, really good. You come across this guy who's just like hanging out in this god awful place, and he's just alone. And he's like, "You want to play dice for a little bit?" And then I think you can find him at other points, and he's actually dead. And some people don't have the opportunity to play dice with him. But this is kind of the thing with Silksong is their world building and their environmental storytelling and the stuff they do with NPCs is really, really well done. So you're in this area that's very oppressive and is beating your ass. And then you come across this guy and you're like, you know what? Yeah, let's just spend some time playing dice for a little bit.
It's good downtime. Okay.
Yeah. So they just do everything really well. Animation work, exploration, boss fights are really well done. It's just a really, really well done old school Metroidvania.
So before I ask the 2 other knuckleheads if they had any thoughts on Silksong, the final question I ask for you, Watts, is do you feel like it was worth the wait?
I do. Yeah, I do feel it's worth the wait. It's got so much in there. There's so much content, and then there's hidden content. And then there's like some people finish the game and then they find out, oh, there's actually a whole nother act of content for you to get to. So I do think that it was worth the wait. It's like if you liked Hollow Knight, you are getting more of that, and it's just cleaner and yeah, I think definitely.
And it's available on Game Pass or $20.
It's on Game Pass, $20. It's actually a really interesting story with other indie devs in Silksong because one, they announced, like you said at the beginning, that it was coming out in 2 weeks. So people are like, hello? You're dropping like one of the biggest, most anticipated games, and it's 2 weeks. So all these people that had planned release dates were moving them because they're like, there's no way that we can compete against that. The other thing is that they announced that it's $20, and $20 is pretty standard for like the low end of an indie game. So all these indie games are like, dude, there's no way that my one guy first ever project can go against the content that is in Silksong. So I saw a lot of devs being really concerned that $20 was going to end up being too much, or you were going to have people being like, this is $20? I got Silksong for $20, and it's like 8 times the content. So I think there's an interesting conversation there of how Team Cherry kind of impacted the indie scene.
Yeah, between that and Expedition 33, people are definitely going to start comparing the value to price in terms of what they're getting, because Expedition was only $50 as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Any thoughts on Silksong, Jay or Ethos?
I was going to say, it was funny how indie devs pushed their game back just to get killed by Hades.
I know.
Like, oh God, now I have to push it back again.
Hades, the highest rated game of the year.
Yeah, this is crazy. I'm just here for controversy. Watts, is it better than Expedition 33?
No. I don't think so.
All right.
There you go. Definitively. So, all right.
The reason I say it, right, is because I think Expedition 33 is one of those games that do not come along very often. I think Silksong is a really good Metroidvania, but it's not my favorite Metroidvania. Like, I've played other Metroidvanias that I prefer. It does what it does so well. It's very clean. It's very like, we are a great Metroidvania, but it doesn't necessarily do anything that kind of takes it over the top for me.
Turn the wheel to something different.
Yeah. Whereas Expedition 33, it's like the music, the way they use the music, the story, the writing, the voice director, the voice acting, all of it is so good. And I'm going to be thinking about that game and the story and everything for forever, probably. Like, I still hear the music and it's going to make me cry. I can't listen to the music because it's going to make me cry. Oh, it's so good. It's one of those games, man, where it says everything is so good, every part of it. And it's such an emotional story that I think it's really hard to top. Like, I'm gonna love Ninja Gaiden. I'm probably gonna prefer the gaming experience of Ninja Gaiden, but there's no way that it can come close to the feeling that Expedition 33 gives you. And that's impactful.
Dude, how would you compare Silksong to? Did you play Ori in the Blind Forest?
I did, yeah.
Do you like Silksong more, or which one would you say you like more?
I think Ori does a really good job of actually being quite an emotional story without any kind of dialogue or talking to anybody. You kind of could feel it. I think I'd probably prefer Ori. I think Silksong, there's more content there. I think it's a bigger game and you're going to spend more time in it. And I think there's more to achieve in that game. But I think Ori's, the art style is really subjective, but it is a really beautiful game. And I enjoyed the emotions that they were able to depict even without having words and stuff. And the music. I do prefer the music of Ori.
Is the issue, not even an issue, but is the thing that like Silksong is like very gameplay. I don't want to say gameplay-y because I think I love like a lot. Like Elden Ring is not a. Well, no. I'd say Elden Ring is a very emotional experience because beating that game is a very emotional. I think that the journey of the player itself is the emotional journey of it compared to like Expedition, which is like the story. Is it that Silksong doesn't have that element? Does Silksong have that like emotional story element, or is it like there's nothing really story wise? It's like, oh wow, this is really like pretty crazy, like how Expedition felt. Like I know how a lot of people felt when they got to the ending of that, you know, with that whole choice and just a lot of when the plot twist and all that sort of stuff. Is that like kind of the hesitation you think you have? Is it just because Silksong feels like it's missing that like kind of moment for you?
I think the thing. So I haven't finished it, so I don't know how it gets in other parts of the game. Sure. But I think the thing with Silksong is that I wasn't waking up every day being like, I can't wait to get back to Silksong, because I do think that there's in these kind of games where they are really difficult, there is an extremely thin line between challenging and satisfying and frustrating. Yeah. And I do think that Silksong kind of teeters over to frustrating more often than I would like. Probably a skill issue, probably. But I didn't enjoy the gang fights. You know, you go into a room, you're locked in there, you're in there with like 3 enemies that are all just like flying away or shooting stuff at you from a distance, and you have to deal with that. And so I wasn't feeling like, I can't wait to get back to. It's one of those games that I really like, but I need breaks in between, which I don't know if I've
what you're describing is what I would call. It sounds like you're saying is it sounds artificially difficult at times. You're just getting jumped all the time versus learning patterns, and like you don't feel rewarded after the fight. It's just
I didn't feel rewarded.
I'm glad I got through it. It feels a little artificial difficult. Gotcha. Yeah,
those gang fights, I definitely was more like, oh, thank God that's over. Now we can move on to experiencing like the new areas and stuff. I'm not
gonna lie, you're not selling me on this game. This makes me not want to play it.
I think if you want like a challenging game, or you just really like Metroidvanias, it's an easy pickup, like no brainer. But if you're like not really into that, you definitely want to play Hollow Knight first of all, if you haven't played it, because it expects that you have.
I've played so many Metroidvanias from like my childhood. It's like I got burnt out on that genre. So then like I feel like the last one that did reinvigorate me, which is why I brought it up, was the Ori series, the last 2 ones. So for you to be like, it's not as good as that, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go back. And then you're saying
I don't
like
even know if it's not as good. I think I just prefer Ori. I think the balance of difficulty versus kind of, you know, just pulling off really cool platforming stuff, it feels better in Ori. Again, probably a skill issue is probably what the problem is. But in Silksong, I'm just like, it feels so oppressive. It's like I've never felt like a game truly wants to cause me pain and suffering like Silksong does. But yeah, if you're into super tight platforming, and because people who are into platforming, like, I want to have to pull this off perfectly to do it, or I want to really like nail down that run back to that boss and make it super fast and I take no damage. So it just depends what kind of play you are. It's definitely a very, very good game, and I think if you like any of those kind of games, it is a no-brainer.
Game of the year contender.
Okay. Too many, it's gonna be a lot of drama when it comes to that game of the year.
A lot of people are gonna be upset. A lot of people are gonna be upset. Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 is gonna be times 10.
I was gonna say there's another game. Yeah, that I was gonna say is gonna get that Spider-Man 2 effect. We know what
I think it's going to be more of a war of the rabid fan bases this year, because there are a ton of good games that are getting super high scores, and people are just like, hey, like this is one of my favorite genres, or I've been waiting on this game, or this game came out of nowhere and just blew me away, like Expedition 33. So this is my game of the year. You're also going to obviously have a recency bias, depending on whether the game came out at the beginning of the year or the end of the year. I think it's going to be probably one of the toughest years we have ever experienced. Like this is like, it can really go either way. I don't think that there is any clear-cut winner that anybody can predict this year.
Whoever wins game of the year, it'll be like when Dirk Nowitzki got that ring and he had to run through all them teams. It's gonna be that type of ring. Whoever get that.
I just can imagine like getting game of the year is compared to like some of the last couple of years where it was just like, I got this, but it's like my competition wasn't really like, you know, I wasn't like neck and neck. I feel like
Astrobot wouldn't have beat half the games this year. I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like Astrobot feels like, not to take away from Astrobot, but it felt like it's kind of like
right place, right time.
It's a really good game, you know, but it's not like, oh my God.
Yeah. And it's like, there's those weird years, right? Like we're like the quote unquote thing that got game of the year.
Like It Takes Two won during COVID, and we were like, that game was amazing.
Crazy. But it's like, if I put it against like the games I played in the past 3 years, like I don't think it's as good as any of those games.
It's like you're facing the Monstars this year. Like
you're fighting demons. You're sure fighting demons. This is demons. Like
there's gonna be like 20 games.
I can't fathom how what's his name? The dude that did Split Fiction. I can't fathom, like, I'm not gonna lie, he was very cocky about how good his game was, and it is very good. It is definitely game of the year worthy. But I can't imagine how it felt like with that. Like you just like, I got it. Like just feeling like, because I feel like without any context, I think when we all play Split Fiction, we're like, oh yeah, this is probably game of the year. He killed it, amazing game, right? And then it's like Expedition shows up, and all these other games show up, and I know you gotta be like, did everyone just lock in this year and just make bangers? Like I thought I had it in the bag. Like what the hell? Like it's gotta be a crazy feeling.
And 2026 is we're gonna be at it again in 2020.
It's already full. It's already full. I can't take it anymore.
2026 is gonna be even funnier because there's a lot of bangers dropping, but also GTA 6 is dropping, and if it doesn't win Game of the Year,
that will be very funny. I hope
it Spider-Man 2 times 100.
I hope GTA 6 does not win Game
because in 2013, when did the Game Awards start? What year did it officially start? Anyone remember off the top of it? I can look it up.
I remember it went by a different name before it changed. It was
the Spike Awards back when it was on Spike TV. I remember because they used to do the thing where like, when they nominated
20, so literally a year after GTA, then the year after GTA 5 came out, so we completely missed it. But now we're going to experience that.
I thought it was before.
No, I said 2014.
2014 for the Game Awards.
Oh, the Game Awards. Okay,
yeah, for the Game Awards
because it was called the Spike Awards originally. Because that was Keeley. Keeley was on Spike TV when that existed. And I think it was like Spike Video Game Awards. Yeah,
Spike Video Game Awards. That started in 03.
VGX, that's what it was.
But when did it end? It ended 2013. So look at that.
It ended the year
Look at that. Look at how that works, bro.
Yeah.
GTA fan base. Oh my goodness, bro.
GTA 5 they're going to go.
They're going to go insane.
I know Jeff is happy. Between this year and next year, all the amazing games, all the ads he's going to be able to serve us, he got to talk about all these games.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the final award show. Yeah, it did win. It did win. That's crazy. Yeah, okay, well, never mind then. So so they got it. They got it.
It went against BioShock Infinite and Last of Us. So it's like it wasn't
Super
like
Mario
was like
3D World, The Last of Us, and Tomb Raider.
Yeah, and
Damn. Okay.
It wasn't like a blowout. It wasn't like GTA was like going against like just trash. So.
Yeah, you weren't going to. I mean, but you weren't going to win it. I mean, you weren't going. Yeah, it would. Kind of,
but it's kind of like how are you supposed to win with that? You know what I mean?
Like best shooter, BioShock Infinite won that year.
Yeah,
I get Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghost, and Metro.
It's like what's the competition there? You know,
this is funny.
It's gonna be fun next year. It's gonna be fun.
This is when they had best PlayStation game.
Bro, Titanfall was the most anticipated game that year.
Titanfall lived up to it.
To be fair, it was anticipated. It just didn't stick the landing.
Changed the landscape. It changed the landscape forever.
Yeah, I mean they still borrowing ideas in that Black Ops 7 reveal.
Nino Cooney won best RPG that year.
No, my goodness.
Crazy. Long time.
What What's the name? Since we're talking games, let's move along from Silk Song and let's talk Borderlands 4. That one released since the last podcast. If you're not familiar with it, it's obviously the fourth entry in the series. It's a looter shooter. It takes place on a new planet with 4 new characters. They have like a new weapon system where it allows you to deeply customize the weapons. You can incorporate certain behaviors and like abilities from multiple manufacturers into like a single gun. And then they also added crossplay in there between all the different platforms. And a lot of people have been waiting a really long time for this. Randy Pitchford's been hyping it up. I know I got to play it. Jay got to play it. I don't know. Did Ethos and Watts, did you play Borderlands 4?
I played it. Yep.
Okay, so 3 of us have played it. Ethos don't play no games.
No.
So I'm gonna give you the floor on this. What's the 411 on Borderlands 4, Jay?
I'm gonna keep this pretty short. I played a couple hours, and most of that was spent trying to create an account in order to use the crossplay, so that we could play with TBH, because TBH was on another platform. Once we got in, I felt like we were doing the same mindless things that we were doing in any other Borderlands. I think that for me, Borderlands 2 was the peak of Borderlands. Borderlands 3, nobody talks about because the story was utterly atrocious. I do know that a lot of longtime Borderlands fans, or looter shooters, period, were looking forward to Borderlands 4, and a lot of those diehard fans are saying that this is the greatest one. But for me, I think after Borderlands 3, it left a bad taste in my mouth, and I'm just like, I don't understand now. I don't know if it's because I'm older, if I don't like looter shooters anymore. I think it may just be a little of everything, but like the story is okay, and I'm following it compared to 3, but it still didn't ring me in long enough to accompany with the gameplay and keep me locked in. Like, I was just disinterested in picking up the same weapon multiple times. I was disinterested in learning the new mechanics, like TBH has mentioned. Like, I just got to a point where I was just like, I'm perfectly fine if I don't play this game anymore. Like, I was just so out of it that I can't even tell you about half the stuff. Like, I'm the worst person to like tell you about any of the changes from 3 to 4, because I didn't play it long enough, because it just didn't keep me locked in long enough for me to even get to all of those other points that I still haven't, even seen yet in the video game. Like, I was just done. Like, I was just checked out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to Kazan. I'm like, forget that. I'm gonna go back to Kazan because I enjoyed that game a lot more, and I'm just gonna play through it and beat it before Yotai comes out. Like, I don't know. It just wasn't for me anymore. Again, I don't want to dissuade anyone that loves looter shooters or loves Borderlands, period, because I think that there are certain elements, like some of the new characters, some of their elements that I did find enjoyable for that little period. But again, I just felt like when I was going through every mission, it was just a lot of mindless just shooting and getting loot, which may or may not be unique and be different than the weapon that you had before. And it's more of just rinse and repeat with that. And then on top of that, if you were a PC player, guess what? You had a lot of optimization issues. So that turned a lot of people off. I couldn't tell you how many times I saw on social media, period, where I saw people literally playing a slideshow of the game. So it came out in a really bad state. There were some patches that supposedly fixed a lot of those elements, but it's still very difficult to change people's minds when day one and you can barely play the game. It doesn't matter what type of rig that you have. A lot of that stuff, even if you are a diehard PC gamer, you're not accepting a lot of those. You want the game to come out at least somewhat polished and playable. That's the thing. People can deal with a lot of other things, but if the game is not playable, then, you're going to get a lot of negative reviews. And Randy, he didn't take that very well, and he pissed people off even more with a lot of the stuff he was saying on Twitter. So it was just really bad. Like, the game came out in a bad state, and he made it worse. He made it 10 times worse. And people were like, oh yeah, you feel like that? You're disrespecting us. Well, F you, I'm not even gonna play your video game. So again, I feel like a lot of people that stayed were like super hardcore Borderlands players, but if the game isn't playable, or if it ends up dropping in a really bad state, then a lot of people are just the game. So it was just a lot of things like that I just feel like Borderlands 4, it's cool, but it doesn't do anything special compared to any other Borderlands or any other video game period. So I think with that being said, like I think especially my gaming habits, unless I'm a diehard fan of something, I want to see something at least a little bit different that would keep me engaged, and I just didn't get that with this one.
Okay. My opinion for Borderlands 4, the positives, I think the game looks good. I really like the art style. I actually like the movement and the gunplay. It feels good. But I'm kind of with Jay. Like, the story didn't really suck me in. I didn't find any of the characters interesting. I did like the skill tree. They had some pretty deep skill trees there. A lot of different abilities. I think what I realized why this game doesn't resonate for me is I think Remnant 2 spoiled me. My biggest issue with this game is they added all these cool abilities and weapons, but if it comes down to it, the fights are still very elementary. The boss fights were all just bullet sponges, and we played through several hours of it. I fought several bosses, and maybe it changes later in the game, but I feel like if you've played Remnant 2, you know what I'm talking about. It is a looter shooter mixed in with like Elden Ring, and my favorite thing about it is a looter shooter where you get to customize your kits, your armor, and your guns, but the boss fights were mentally engaging. They were some of the most creative and cool fights that you had to do with your friends. And every enemy that I fought, they were just floating around, drop the shield, and I'm like, bro, we played this, defend the computer, we did. I was like, eh. And then on top of that, I had technical issues, the same thing with Jay. We were trying to get the crossplay to work because I was on PlayStation and they were on PC. And they hyped up the crossplay. It took like 15, 20 minutes to get into the crossplay because it just refused to work. And then when we finally got it to work, we played for about 30 minutes and my shit crashed. I said, you know what?
Oh, no.
I'm going to bed. Because not only did the crossplay crash, but also I was getting frame drops. It's not just a PC issue. It's across the board. I think it's an Unreal Engine 5 issue. Because the console version was dipping on frames too. I was playing on the PS5 Pro, but I didn't uninstall it. I didn't uninstall it. I said, I'm just going to bed. I was pissed because me, Jay, and Siggy got halfway through a mission. We were about to fight a boss. I lost all progress. I said, I'm going to bed. I'm going to just try again another day, bro. So I booted up. Then a statement comes out in an article from Randy Pitchford where he says, well, if you're having issues with my game, and I quote, he said, well, you just need to code your own fucking engine or some shit like that. I said, fuck me.
You like make your own game. You know, that's like the typical arc. Make your own damn game. If you're mad at us, I'm like, nah, that ain't it, bro.
That's how you feel, bro? I said, cool. So this is the first game. I went ahead and uninstalled it after that. This is the first game I ever uninstalled because the fucking dev team said, fuck you, bro. Who cares that you paid for this game and it doesn't work? And like Jay said, to be fair, they have dropped some patches. They may or may have not fixed things. I don't know. I didn't test it. I uninstalled it. But I was already kind of like halfway, 1 foot out. The boss fights just weren't interesting enough for me. Mm-hmm. And then the technical issues, and I was like, I'm out. By no means do I think this is a terrible game. I would define this as it's just not for me. I think it's a little too mind-numbing, and I think I need something a little bit more engaging. For me, when it comes to shooters, I feel like this is a Battlefield 6 waiting room, because Borderlands just it didn't do it for me. What about you, Watts?
I also uninstalled it.
Ooh, okay. Big uninstall.
So I had I think it's about 7 hours in. Gave it a solid try. Like 7 hours is a solid amount of time. And I really try to enjoy it. The shooting does feel good. The movement also does feel good. But the going through the story and the world and, you know, waiting for this person to hack this, defend this person while they open that, and the talking about who knows what they're talking about, and I'm just waiting for them to finish so I can get the next waypoint on my map and like go do it. I think it's really hard with sci-fi stuff when they're saying just words that do not exist and don't make any sense, and you're like, I don't know what you're saying, dude. You're putting lots of words together that don't make any sense. But I didn't find it engaging gameplay wise. I found it really boring. I got really, really bored. I was like, yeah, I'm shooting stuff and like guns are feeling good, but I'm just not feeling like it's working my brain at all. It feels like a throw on a podcast and grind some loot kind of game. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it.
Fair enough.
Also, I don't think melee feels very good. I used Rafa and I used a melee build with him. And there's not a lot of feedback when you're meleeing stuff. It's very hard to tell if you're actually hitting them. I don't think melee feels very good.
Yeah, I feel like to understand, like, at least where I'm coming from, like, just go back and look at that footage of, I think it was me, Ethos, and Siggy playing Remnant 2, like that final boss fight, how engaged you had to be and work together as a team to dodge those different abilities and figure out different angles and like strategies to defeat them, like us customizing the kit. Like, I think I'm kind of with Jay, like I'm done with the looter shooters. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. It just doesn't scratch that itch for me. Unless it's Remnant 3 or something new and innovative, I think I might be done with the looter shooters. I just can't defend the computer anymore, man. Like, it's not doing it for me, man.
And that's what I was saying when I was playing. I was like, I can tell it's a good Borderlands. Like, if you like Borderlands and you like looter shooters, I think you're going to like Borderlands 4 quite a bit. But it's not for me anymore. And I think I knew that when there's the boss that you fight that is just in a ship flying around. And I killed the boss and I was like, wait, that's the boss? A boss that just like flies, you dodge some stuff and you're just shooting it until like, I thought there was going to be a second part where like someone comes down from the ship and there's some other like mechanic happening. Yeah, that's not for me anymore.
It is.
It's so funny. We play so many Dark Souls games. Like, we're expecting like part 2s. Like, are you going to show me something? Like, that's it. Like, there's no second phase.
Maybe it's broke my brain. Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean you just shoot some rockets at me and like fly away a little bit? I'm expecting to do DDR on the floor, like dodging attack patterns and stuff. Didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the unfortunate thing too is if you are on the Switch 2 and that's your only platform and you were looking forward to Borderlands 4, it was delayed with no new release date in sight. They said they need more time to polish the game, which I mean makes sense because it's struggling on PC and PS5 and Xbox. So I know it'll probably blow up that Switch 2. So I mean, just got to wait for a new release date. They don't want to burn your crotch off. They're going to take more time to optimize it. So just be aware that it's not there at launch for that reason.
I got it running pretty well, but it is the first game since getting my 5080 that I've had to turn down settings in. The first one.
Dang.
So
that's unfortunate because like although I'm not a big fan of the game, some of it is just the engine. I mean, everybody's having issues with Unreal Engine 5, and I think that's like the deeper conversation. It's like, what's going on with that engine? You're a game dev. Ethos, any insight on that? What's going on with Unreal 5, man?
I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm under the belief that I had a conversation with another friend who also works a little bit on Unreal, and I don't think it's as gamers doing what gamers do best, talking about things they don't know what they're talking about. I think a lot of them just chop it up to a simplicity of it's the engine, and then they make these insane arguments about like, look at Death Stranding, this is on Decima engine. Look how great it looks. Look how fast it runs. It doesn't have this issue. Why does Unreal do this? Well, every Unreal game has this issue. Like Expedition had some problems too, but like, there's like a bunch of games I think a lot of people don't realize like that are also on Unreal 5 that run perfectly fine too.
Yep.
But of course, like those games, maybe Digital Foundry shouts them out every once in a while, but really it's always about like whatever the thing that causes people to not be able to play the game well are obviously going to be the things that are going to sound louder. Like the games that run fine. It's one of those things where it's like when something is working as intended, you don't notice it. You don't
ask what engine it's on.
You don't ask.
You don't know. You don't know what the engine is.
The moment there's a problem, the first thing you think is,
what engine is it?
Yeah. So this is my take, and this is just my experience of I've developed in UE4. I've also done some stuff in UE5. I've helped with some people who are also doing UE5 projects. I think what happened is that UE5 has introduced a lot of really good tech. It's still a relatively, I wouldn't say like super new, but it is a kind of newer engine. I think they released it in the middle of the pandemic. I think it was like 2023, 2022. They finally let like everybody use it. And so it's going to take a while for people to really like master it. This is why, for example, when Epic does Fortnite or does their own games, why they run really well and they can play on mobile, while like on the same time, it's like some of these games, like there's no way you could run on a mobile device, but Fortnite can run on a mobile device. It's just because they know the bread and butter. They know how their engine's supposed to work. because they have the talent and the skill, and because it is their engine, they know how to tweak it, they know how to work it. A lot of people have described it. I think it was back when do you remember how a lot of people used to complain about EA with Frostbite and like all those games, like, oh, they run like trash. Why are you making it, or like BioWare specifically, why are you making an RPG with this engine? And it was like, because this engine was built by DICE for a shooter. And because of that, it's built with tools inside of the engine to make it better at doing that thing. It doesn't mean that Frostbite can't do those things, right? It just means that there's a level of ease and accessibility to be able to make a shooter way faster than it does to make a RPG. I think one of the developers said for Inquisition, a lot of their development time, a big chunk of development time, was getting that damn horse to work. They said getting the horseback to actually work correctly took them so much time because the engine, they had to make a custom way to make the engine work. Anthem is the same issue. I watched an entire 2-hour video of the executive producer. He talked in length about his development of like them working on Anthem, and he said the same thing. He was like, there's so many things you have to do, custom tools you need to create for a specific type of game that the engine just might not even have. Unreal is basically a wide net. It tries to do so many things at a competent level so that you can make a platitude of different games. So it's like if Frostbite was like a sports car that's very good at doing a sports car, it's not good if you use that sports car in like a NASCAR race. It's not the same. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get the same level of performance, right? It's going to be a complete blowout. So Unreal is more of that like sort of like customizable like muscle car that can do a lot of different things, but it's really about if you can get in there and you can tune the engine and you can do stuff right. A lot of people think it's as simple as clicking a button here, switching a setting there. No, it's not like that. But I agree with what Tim Sweeney said. I don't think it's 100% the engine. I also think, and I hate to say it this way because I'm probably going to piss some people off, I also think it's a little bit on the developers. I think that they have gotten convenient new technology like nanite that has quote unquote allowed them to kind of cut corners on different things in the game. I don't know if you guys know what nanite is, but it was that technology. I think they also saw with Witcher, right? When they were showing you all that cool background stuff and they were showing you all, look how the trees look from the distance. Oh man, this is going to get into real nerd territory. Okay. So when you do art in games, right? Like there's polygons, when people talk about, oh, look at all the polygons in the character, right? There's a thing called level of detail, which is when you're looking at you probably have seen in a video game, right? Where you looked at a tree from far away in a distance and it looks really bad, like really bad quality. Distance. Yeah, it's like your draw distance, right? And the closer it gets, the better quality. The good games that can optimize it well, usually the human eye won't be able to perceive that if they do it right. But if it's bad or there's some issues optimization wise, it can look pretty bad, and people will usually mark that down as like they'll think it's a visual bug, but it's most of the time it's not. Sometimes it's that, sometimes it's not. Nanite has kind of given this type of, it's been marketed as you no longer need to optimize your models for different types of like low poly, high poly. You can kind of just shove your game with a bunch of high poly assets, and Nanite can make it run at playable frame rates. But it can only do that if your GPU is good enough to be able to make Nanite work well. I know they've also said some, I think they showed Witcher on a 3080, I think, or something like that, or 4080, I can't remember. But it really comes down to the talent and the skill and the amount of time. They thought that this means that you can cut corners, but what it really means is that developers need to still, developers have for a long time been under the thought of like magic of once we're going to make the game, right? And if there's even issues, like you've probably seen development builds where it's like, this game is running at 25 FPS. They've been always like, oh, we'll clean it up later, right? And the last like quarter of development will all come together, we'll triage all the big issues, and we'll fix everything in the last like 6 months of the game. But if you got issues or something's wrong in development or you run into a roadblock, it causes you to lose more time to be able to get to that polished stage. So then you have to cut corners. Then you're trying to figure stuff out. A lot of people, I think, have built UE5 games thinking, oh, the engine should be able to take care of this. It's no problem. Then scope happens. Then you start adding new stuff to the game. Then they start realizing there's some little bugs here or there. There's some issues optimization-wise. And they don't have enough time to optimize it. And that's why a lot of these games are coming out. I agree with what Tim Sweeney is saying, is that some of these studios don't have it's their first time doing UE5, or they haven't had a lot of time messing with the engine. So they're making mistakes. And it's taking them then like the idea that, and this is why I also believe it's also on Epic. Epic needs to also take the time to, but they're only one studio, but they need to have a better kind of what they're doing with like collaboration with like CD Projekt, where like it's a very tight knit sort of relationship. And the same thing with like Gears of War with Microsoft. Like that's why every single Gears runs like buttery smooth, right? They have that relationship.
Well, not that remake.
Yeah, well, oh yeah. That's different. That's a different.
Shit is ass.
Online, different story.
That's a different problem. But the main thing I'm trying to point at is that when you have access to the wizard who made the magic, you kind of know how the magic works. But when you don't, you're reading documentation,
you're just hoping it works.
You're hoping it works, or you thought it would work this way, and then later on in development, you're like, oh crap. Yeah, and that's why a lot of these games are coming out with these like stutter issues and optimization issues.
It sounds like a super nerdy version of like people who abuse ChatGPT. Like it's supposed to be a tool that's supposed to enhance what's already there and improve your life. The nanite feature I'm talking about. And instead, now what we have is a bunch of people walking around with their phone. Hey, ChatGPT, what should I eat for lunch? And it's making them lazy in terms of critical thinking.
Yeah, and again, like this isn't like and this is something I tweeted out earlier. Was that Kojima's next game, or maybe the horror game, because it's not a Sony game. So I'm assuming there's probably some legal reason why you can't use Decima for it. That's my guess. Or maybe it's not that. Maybe Epic, they talked with him and they were just like, yo, like I think he tested out the whole like meta character thing, and he was like, I really like how like realistic they look, and he's like, like a 1-to-1, and I think he likes to touch a bunch of different technology. The whole, even when he was talking with Xbox about whatever they're working on, he's like, I want to do something really with the cloud. This man's talking about when he wants to scan a ghost. He's just doing a bunch of weird shit just to be funny. He's just doing a bunch of funny shit. He's like, I'm just gonna be a comedian. I'm just gonna do whatever I want at this point. He want to scan some toes, and he wants to scan some ghosts. That's all that man wants to do. But his game is also, Kojima's working, not Kojima himself, but Kojima Productions is working on Unreal Engine 5. And I said, it's going to be funny if that game comes out and that game runs silky smooth, and you're going to be like, okay, why is this game running
probably
so
will
smooth? And it will. And I'm like, because their studio is extremely talented. He has some of the best developer talent around the world working inside of Kojima Productions. They're very good at what they do. So I'm like, it will kind of I hope it will give gamers an understanding that it's not just Sony's Decima engine's really good, Unreal Engine bad. It's not a simple like equation like that. It's a way more complex thing.
I got a good example for you that I want to give a shout out to is Hell Is Us, made by a smaller studio, also on Unreal Engine 5, runs buttery smooth, 120 FPS, looks really beautiful. And that's a small team working on Unreal Engine 5.
It sounds to me like it does have potential issues, but it's also become a convenient scapegoat. The truth is somewhere in the middle, basically. Like they could also spend more time educating themselves on how to use the system, basically.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, you could give Decima Engine to an indie developer, and I guarantee you they could drop a game that runs like trash. Like it's not the engine good. All games will run at 120 FPS perfectly smooth, like Death Stranding 2. Like, no, it does not work like that. Optimization is a very annoyingly tricky thing to do correctly. And it's involved in every process of the game. It's involved from the very beginning to all the way to the end. So it's not something that you could just simply go this good, this bad. It's never that easy.
So Twitter was wrong. The issue isn't Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 isn't woke. I thought that's what they said on Twitter. That was the real issue.
Yeah,
that's
well, I mean, that might be good. It could be that. You know what? I didn't consider that. It could be the wokeness. My bad. It could be the wokeness is killing our frames.
Oh my goodness, man.
Get 20% more frames
brain rot
for the woke. Yeah.
Buzzwords. I'm glad they're that community starting to die down and seeing less of it. Besides one game, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, we got another one.
They finally came back, but I felt like it was thinking a little quiet.
It did for a little bit. They died down because they lost their big battle. So
that's a scary conversation. But instead, we're going to talk about a scary game. Silent Hill F. It's the new one in the series. Takes place in Japan with a new protagonist.
Also woke.
They don't like it. Woke? It's a woman.
Because you can, literally, I saw somebody on Twitter literally go, you can't see, they censored her skirt. So if you look at her skirt, she has like shorts.
She's like,
I'm sitting there like,
isn't that a girl, a little girl?
Thank you, Watts. Thank you, Watts.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they tell themselves every day. Like, they're telling themselves every day. They all like little girls.
We know who else is in the E-Files. It features a new perfect dodging system, focus mode, a lot of Japanese folklore. I'm not really into horror games like that. But I know
we gotta do our favorite section. Our new game session. Remember what we said was last week? Is it a Souls-like?
It's not a Souls-like. I was playing through it and I was like, guys, this might be a Souls-like. Silent Hill F. Yes, I have done one playthrough. I'm probably about
one. You're done?
It's
well, I'm not done. I'll talk about it. I'm about 75% through a second playthrough. I would like to do at least one more after this, but we'll see how timing works out. So to set up the game, you are playing as a girl in 1960s Japan. You're in a really small, like, fishing village that's super separated from everything. And it's written by Nukishi07, who is a light novel author who is really famous for the When They Cry series. So they recently did like an updated anime of Higurashi When They Cry. He is a great, great writer. So I was very excited as soon as I knew that he was going to be writing it.
Real quick, sorry.
Yes.
Is that the series with the crazy chick with the hatch? Am I thinking of the right thing, or am I
think you are. Yeah, I think so.
Like it is? Oh, okay. I didn't. I've just seen it. I was
and he writes good female characters too.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know
fully
that.
fleshes them out. Yeah. Sure. So they're working with him, and then Neobard is the dev, which I think that dev studio's only worked on like supporting other studios. I might be wrong, but I don't think they've done a lot of standalone stuff. But yeah, so a big portion of this game is you're playing as this female character, Hinako, and she is dealing with the pressures of being a teenager and then going into being a woman. So it's the pressures of you need to be womanly, you need to speak properly, you need to cook, you need to clean, you need to get married, like you need to be a proper lady and go and be good for your husband, be the perfect bride, the perfect wife for your husband. And she's very much so like not wanting to do that.
Oh, that's
and her dad is pretty well.
I'm sorry, why?
Don't let the Red Pill podcast hear that.
Have they even attacked?
She pops red pills.
Because I haven't heard them say anything about this game until like it just.
I haven't seen much of it. I don't know if it's popular enough for them to go after it. I think it like Silent Hill is a very popular franchise, but I feel it's also got like a very niche fandom. So I feel like it's not Assassin's Creed or a Sony game.
Because I know they were trying to try that crap with Silent Hill 2 about one of the characters. I can't remember.
Because they censored like one of her outfits or something.
Yeah, well they rewrote her because like she's an analogy about abuse.
Yeah.
I think it was like SA, I think. And like they wanted, because obviously the time that the game came out, they trying to make it more accurate to what like that type of victim would like, how reserved they would feel. And they try to reflect that better in the game. And then people are like, I think the original one made her look more sexy. And you know, they were like, that's kind of in bad taste considering the topics of discussion. So we're gonna maybe make a decision on that. And you know, then they lost their minds about it and said it was censored and stuff. So you know how that goes. So.
Yeah, I don't
this
think
sounds woke. I hate to tell you, this is woke. This is a Japanese game.
This is Japan 1960s, and it's like her dad is a drunk and abuses both her and her mother, and they are not afraid to show any of that. And that's another reason why she's like, as far as I know, I thought it was just my dad who did this to my mother, but I see all of these women outside walking around talking about their husbands who also seem to be going through the same thing. So she's wrestling with this feeling of like, it's my dad who does this to me and my mom, but my mom wants this for me because this is a very common thing and I don't want this life for myself. So she has that kind of thing going on. There's also another layer going on of like different gods fighting for the affection of this town. So there's a lot going on, which I'm piecing together. I have a lore book. I have 15 pages. Anyway.
What about the pill popping? Because I dropped in your stream and
there's also a drug
like
thing.
Crazy.
Yeah, there's also a drug thing. You get given these red pills really early on because you deal with headaches. And still seeing what's going on with the red pills, but as far as I know, they are bad. Not good pills. Don't know.
Are they the healing item in the game?
They're the healing item. They're a healing item. They restore your health and your sanity. So I'll talk about the system. So yeah, there's a heavy attack, light attack. You do get melee weapons like a pipe, a bat, an axe, a knife, sickle, like those kind of things. You can also hold down left trigger to charge up a big attack, which will do a lot of damage. You do have a perfect dodge, which will give you stamina back. And that's about it for the combat. There are kind of not builds that you can make, but something similar to a build where there's these omamoris. You can equip up to 3 of them, and they'll have things like lowers how much you lose less sanity when you use your focus attack, use less stamina when dodging, like that kind of stuff. I love this game.
You say it like that.
I love this game. So the reason I said I'm playing through it again. So when you play through the first time, there's 5 endings total. One of them it says UFO ending. It's a Silent Hill thing, so you probably don't need to do the UFO ending to learn about the story. But the first time you play through it, everyone gets the same ending. It's like the canon ending of what you're supposed to see after your first playthrough. After that, when you're doing another playthrough, you're not just playing to get another ending. And this is why I very, very rarely, if ever, do second playthroughs of games. Because going through the same game again just to get a different ending, I'm just not interested in. But what Silent Hill F does is they open up new areas that you can explore. There's new rooms and buildings. There's different documents that drop. There's different lore drops. There's different things for you to do. There's different cutscenes. There's different voice lines in different cutscenes. It's very different, like right out the gate. So you kind of get this overall playthrough that tells you like a little bit about everything that's going on in the game. And then as you do the other playthroughs, you're learning deeper things about the game. But the thing that I think you will figure out pretty quickly is that a lot of the game is about Hinako trying to maintain who she is and the world trying to force her to forget who she is and become who this freaking guy wants her to be. Which is kind of, he's the fox man. The fox mask man is a kind of a metaphor for marriage, like losing yourself, losing parts of yourself to become the perfect woman for this man. And they even mention like looking down at your feet and not really thinking for yourself and just being guided by this man. Themes that I will actually warn people about, because I had a few people watching stream that they were like, "Ooh, I gotta dip out." They talk about child abuse in the game, so people who have dealt with that really struggle with the game. There is extreme body horror in the game and like self-harm, suicide. A kid gets burned alive. Like there's a lot of real dark stuff. And this game does not we have Resident Evil, which is scary and does deal with a lot of dark themes. But I feel like Resident Evil and a lot of those games almost kind of filter it a little bit. And they're like, yeah, it's really dark, but like, don't show too much. Don't get too spooky. Don't get too bad. Don't push too much. Silent Hill F is fully out there with all of their themes. And I really appreciate it. And I really appreciated that they're telling the story about the female perspective of growing up in this time and dealing with those kind of pressures of the time, because you just don't see it very often. Yeah, the world is really beautiful. The music is incredible. The music, audio design, and just the way they use different music stuff is really, really good. Enemy design is really good too. I got nothing but positive things to say. It's really, really good.
You know what's funny? Going to this podcast, I was kind of like halfway interested in Silksong. Silksong for me was like a game. If I had nothing to play, I beat all my games. It's on Game Pass. I was like, I'll try it out, like due to the hype. But then you described it and like some of the things you disliked, and I was like, I'm not really too interested. Silent Hill was not even really on my radar. I've never played one before, but what you just described kind of sold me on the game. And then I'm looking at the gameplay. I'm not gonna lie, this shit look kind of gas.
It's really good. I'm so enthralled with.
How long did it take you to beat the first playthrough?
I think for me it was like 13 hours or something.
Perfect.
I might have to run this.
It's not super long, yeah. And you can do less than that. I was taking forever. I was taking forever because I'm taking notes and we're stopping and going, guys, do you think that this guy means that this means that? And then we heard about this god. Do you think this is So if you're not doing that, it'd probably take you less time. But yeah, like these kind of games, I will genuinely be down to play like a survival horror kind of game because they don't tend to overstay their welcome. Because if they do, they tend to not be good. Because you don't want to be in like a tense, scary thing for like 40 hours. It goes against the experience.
The art direction is fire, and like the combat, it actually looks fun. It actually looks fun.
Yeah, I've loved every second.
I will warn you, there was something I saw. I can't remember. It was like a stream I jumped in. I was watching. I can't remember. I don't think it was yours. Maybe it was yours, Watts. There was a body transformation thing that happened, and I'm not gonna lie. It gave me like I forgot what it was called. But it's
like trypophobia, whatever.
Yes. Oh my god. The hair on my back just stood up. Like I was like, oh my.
That's a good warning.
Bro. If you got that, bro, because I have that. I had to look away, bro. I was like, it's too unnerving.
So is it more like unnerving, like grotesque and like a thriller, or is it actually scary?
It's more like psychological thriller, creepy, tense vibes than like, oh my god, I'm so scared to go into that room. You know, it's
like what's the name of that manga? Umazaki. It's like
Uzumaki.
Yeah, Umazaki.
Yeah, where it's just things are just unnerving. Naruto? Things are happening. Yeah,
not.
Although he does have a circle thing, so kind of related. It's unnerving. It's very like, what the is going on? It's that thing where things unravel in such a really cool way that you're like, wait, what is happening? Oh, and shout out to the journal. The journal and the map are one of the most beautiful, incredibly made things I've seen when it comes to like a journal and a map in a game. So Hinako has a journal that has all of the characters, the monsters, information, puzzles. It's all got really dope art. It's got beautiful art associated with it. And it really helps to keep you up to date with like who the characters are, what's the latest information you know about them. And same with the map. The map updates as you go through it, and it like puts art next to important things.
Reminds me of the Codex from Mass Effect. That same level of detail and care, like itself. Yeah.
I really appreciate when they do that because it does make a difference. Every time I flip through a page, I'm just like, it's so good.
Underrated.
Do you think this is a nomination for Game of the Year?
I would love for it to be. I would put it there. I don't know if other people would be like, just what it is doing and the stories that it's telling and how unabashedly afraid it's not afraid to go to those levels. I think it's really good, and the atmosphere is incredible. So I would put it there personally. For me, it's definitely up there with one of my favorite experiences.
Okay. Did you have any interest in this game, Jay?
I felt like I didn't, because I don't play any horror games at all. Watts, I had a question for you. Did you play any of the previous Silent Hill games? And if so, how do they compare? How does this one compare to the other ones?
Yeah, so there's actually a lot of discourse about like, is this a true Silent Hill game? And I think it's easy to think that it's not, mostly because of the combat. And also the fact that Silent Hill is set in like an American town, and this is not an American town. But as you're playing through the game, it feels very Silent Hill. It's like the exploration and the vibe and the how you're going to do multiple playthroughs to get the full story. That all feels very, very Silent Hill. Silent Hill 2 Remake is a really good first option if you've never played one. I would say, go back and play all the old ones, but I think it's kind of unreasonable for a regular player who's just looking to play games to go back and like get an emulator or buy a PS1. But Silent Hill 2 Remake is really good. I think for me, this one hits harder because of the type of story they're wanting to tell, which you don't see a lot in media, the way that it's handled, the way that these themes are handled, and just the setting. I think the setting's really beautiful.
Okay. That was a good sales pitch on Silent Hill. And you said it's only 13 hours. I've been feeling like I don't really have nothing.
Shockingly, it's a very good stream game.
It is actually, because a lot of people don't want to play it as well. So a lot of people will watch these kind of games because they don't want to play it themselves. And then the things that you discover and things, if something jumps out at you, it's, people laugh. People laughing.
I'm not scary. I'm good with that. I might have to check this one out. I'm definitely gonna look more into that one.
It's really good.
Another game that came out since the last podcast. I don't know if I might be the only one that played this. Skate entered early access. Skate 4 for EA. Did anybody play this besides me?
I did not.
Oh, you're the only one.
All right. Well, I'm going to give the 411 on what Skate is about. Instead of a single player game with some online multiplayer, it is now a full blown free to play open world kind of MMO. It's got like this big open world. They enhanced the flicking system to be able to do more tricks. And they plan to update the game over time. They also added like this quick drop system where like you can basically put a pin down. And let's say you mess up a trick on a run that you're trying to do, you could just teleport back to the spot and just keep doing it until you stick the landing or whatever. But yeah, that's kind of like the big change to the game. I'm gonna be honest, I uninstalled this shit. I played it for about 2 hours and I said, nah, this ain't it. And I'm not gonna lie, it pissed me off even more because Black Panther died for this game, man. Friendly reminder, the CEO came out and said they canceled Black Panther alongside all their a bunch of other single player games because they wanted to double down on live service games, aka milk you for microtransactions, right? And you know, if this game was fire, maybe I might have let that slide, but oh my God, I played this game for 2 hours. Bro, in the tutorial, you have to go to the store like 3 or 4 times before you even get, like, we get it, EA. You want us to buy something, bro. But that is clearly what the focus of this game is. It looks like a late PS3, early PS4 game. It doesn't look good. I will say it does feel good in terms of like skating and flicking and doing, like, it feels like Skate, but like it doesn't feel like this game was worth the 15-year wait. Some people are going to say, oh, it's in early access, they're going to improve the game, but like where it is, I can only judge it for where it is. You guys released this. I can only judge it for where it is, and where it is right now, there's nothing to do in this game. You do a tutorial, right? And then once you get out of the tutorial, the basics of the controls, all there is you can ride around the city and there's like different challenges, and it's not interesting. Okay, you'll see other people skating around and you can, you know, skate with them, but like all it is like do a kickflip off these stairs, do a tail grab off of this ramp or whatever. But there's no story mode. The Hall of Meat is not there. There's no interesting co-op mechanics. I don't understand why they chose to do this MMO route, but then there's nothing there to enhance the player's experience in terms of co-op. It's just you see other people riding around. I think what they should have did is they should have just took another year or two, kept it in the oven, and continued to bake a full-blown experience. Because I think what people fail to realize, and it's kind of like what Ethos was talking about earlier, there's an article that came out where dude was saying that like it's too many games to play. And this is my first impression. I might not come back around to this because we got Battlefield 6 coming out, Ninja Gaiden's coming out, The Outer Worlds 2 is still coming out. I feel like that's one people keep forgetting. It's so many, and then she just put me on a Silent Hill F. There's too many goddamn games to be playing to be putting this bullshit out. And I feel like there's too many apologists for I don't know when this happened, but like the number of people apologizing for these billionaire corporations, man. EA is worth $43 billion, and they might be worth over $100 billion because we're going to talk about that later. They're talking about potentially going private. This is a company that's currently worth $43 billion, had 4 of the top 10 best-selling games of 2024. They have the money to complete the development of this game. And if you want me to buy a skin, you need to create an experience that is fulfilling. And right now it feels like a glorified tech demo. People are posting clips on social media, them doing like and I've seen some really dope stuff. But unless you're one of those people that just wants to ride around and express yourself, using the creative freedom of the stick flicking system, there's nothing here to do. There's no cool online. There's no story mode. There's just nothing to do. And even like the customization, the stuff to buy in the store, it's not even cool. It's a bunch of tacky shit. And I also don't like the fact that, I don't know if y'all seen it. EA is doing some scummy shit. So this is a free to play game for those unaware. If you search this game up on the PlayStation Store, the first thing that comes up is the $50 version of the game. So like I've seen people on social media complaining that like, oh, this game is not worth $50. And we're like, bro, why did you pay $50 for it? People are finding out that it's actually free to play because they're putting the paid version before the free to play version. So just be aware of that if you search this game up. I will say, even though I'm completely dissatisfied with this game, because I was a big Skate fan back in the day, I will say still try it for yourself and you might find something there that you enjoy, because at the end of the day, it is free. It's just, this is not worth the wait, especially all the hype. It's too many games to be playing to be wearing. Like, I don't know if y'all can see it in the footage, but like, y'all see them textures popping in? You might have missed it. It's not where it needs to be, man. Put this back in the oven. It's a disappointment.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie though. I seen the clips I seen on Twitter though. It does look fun.
Yeah, like you'll see some cool clips of people doing shit, jumping off buildings, doing the Christ air backflips, and it makes it look like it's the funnest shit. But unless you're one of those super hardcore people that just wants to creatively express themselves and come up with cool tricks, there's nothing else to do here. And I feel like that's gonna be the average person. They want something. I feel like that's the part of the game that you should get to after you get done with all the cool shit. Then you could just free skate around. But that's literally all it is download and just ride around the city and free skate. And kickflip off the stairs for 200 points so you can get a loot crate, which is fucking disgusting. Every 5 seconds you get a loot crate, and that shit irritates me. I don't want to deal with that. Like you guys microtransaction the hell out of that game. I'm sure some people will disagree with me, but for me, try it out because it's free. But I would say reserve judgment on Skate. You got to play the new 2XKO beta with Blitzcrank, right, Ethos? You gassing that up?
Yeah, finally a game I've played.
Tell me about that.
I'm not a fighting game player. Everyone knows that. I hate fighting. I do not like fighting games. I can't get it. I have been TBH in 2 fighting games. I have been Nomad in Tekken.
That shit is cap as fuck. We be doing lobbies all the time. I don't remember what you're talking about, dude.
TBH has not seen me in 2XKO, so until he has,
I don't think I'm gonna play this. Where you gonna get Marvel token?
Maybe.
Yeah, play a real fighting game.
I gotta see what my boss. I gotta see what team leader says.
Who?
Steve.
This is a Marvel token waiting room, bro. We're good off this.
I don't know. Marvel token's not coming out till next year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what are you gonna play till until then?
Silent Hill.
You can play 2XKO. 2XKO is pretty fun. I enjoy it. It's simple. It's got simple controls. So if you're like me, where like I just can't get the whole like cornerback XY combo, light heavy, all the extra inputting. Or need like you feel like you need a fight stick to even have a chance. I don't think you need that with this. I think this game's like really easy to pick up. I think like it only took me less than a week, and I was able to do like combos with Vi, which made me really happy. Like it has, of course, for the what is it called, modern controls. Like I think people were complaining about it with Street Fighter. Like if you're not a Street fighting player at all, you could do simple controls where it's like kind of like Naruto, where it's like I hit light, and it'll like do a little like sequence for you. But the thing about that is that it's always the same sequence, and so better players will know how to easily block it or encounter you. So it's not really that great. It's really cool and flexible. You can do, it's like 2v2 tag in, tag out, but you can also do juggernaut mode. So you could if you just like only one character, you could just play that one character by themselves and they'll double your damage and double your health pool. So you'll just play as that, so you won't have any tag assists, but you could just play that if you just want to be a solo. You could also play with your friends, so you and your friend can play together on a team against another team of 2. I really like it. I used to play League of Legends. Watts has been trying to get me back into chains to play that piece of crap. I'm
just
not
to come play with me.
No,
me and a 5-man at night. Come on, man.
No, I freed myself from that addiction. I don't want to do it again. I have like 3 friend groups that have tried to get me back on League of Legends. I just cannot do it. I gave my soul to that damn company for way too many years. I got mad, rose my blood pressure to heights I never thought was possible playing League. I just never want to do that again.
What if you just don't care? You just play for fun.
Watts, come on now.
It sounds like there is no playing for fun.
If you play in a group of 5 and you just play what you want and have a good time with your friends.
The only time League of Legends that made me happy was when they had that whole arena mode where it was like you and a friend would team
Arena's
up.
here?
Duos.
And they fleshed it out more. There's more in there.
That was fun. But I'm done. I've given enough. I played Valorant. That's more than enough my cut of blood for the Riot Corporation. But I like 2XKO. I think if you're looking for a fighting game to play, I think right now the market's kind of outside of like, I think some people got on Strive because of Lucy, which I wish I was a better player because I would play that, but I'm not. So yeah, but if you're interested, if you're a League player, like if you like the characters, I think this game you should try this. I think even if you don't like fighting games, but you like the characters, I would actually say give it a shot because it's not, it looks a little intimidating, but when you actually learn the controls, like you just spin the tutorial for like 30 minutes, you'll be like, wait a minute, this is kind of simple. Like most of the characters start with the same type of input, like light, heavy, down, heavy, knocks people in the air, jump into the air, medium, down, and then combo. And then you repeat that, or you do a grab into a combo. Like I already know some of the terminology. I was sending video combos to Steve, and Steve was showing me some tech. This is the first time I think I've been like genuinely, I can understand how the mechanics actually work. I think it's been my problem for a long time. I suck at comprehending a lot of the mechanics in fighting games. I think this is the first game where like I legitimately know what I'm supposed to be doing instead of just spam. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
This man loves Dead or Alive, 2XKO. You love games with modern controls.
You at Dead or Alive.
But he swears he beats me in fighting games. Okay, you love modern controls. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
He'll never.
That's not a real fighting game. I never played Dead or Alive before that. That's not a real fighting game.
Just because it's got some nice, beautiful women in it. It's not
There's one guy hates beautiful women.
Do you not like beautiful women, TH?
Oh man, don't
here we go. Here we go.
You like to top ass with them?
I think they said, because I didn't get into the beta, but from my understanding, the controls in Marvel Token are pretty easy to pick up too. So I mean, your modern controls will be there too. I don't know what's the longevity of this game now that they announced Marvel. I think it'll carve out its own niche, but I don't think it's going to be as big as what they wanted it to be because
Marvel costs money.
You said what?
Does Marvel cost money?
That don't mean nothing.
It will. I think it being free to play is a big thing that I think will allow it to stay alive for quite a bit of time. And them adding new characters for free. I think that's a big component because it'll
be a big component for like Riot fans who've never played a fighting game. But in terms of like the thing about
you talk about fighting game players are broke. They always broke.
But you have to understand. But you have to understand, fighting game fans are a very specific sector, and like they like very specific things. So like it being free to play is cool, but that's not going to be the reason that it's going to be at Evo. It has to be a great game.
Have you heard any fighting game player right now who's played 2XKO and said that is trash? It's not.
No, I haven't said that. I'm just
saying, have you heard any of them?
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that.
Right. I'm saying is that right now the pros have said I like this. They're already doing the right thing. They're funding multiple grassroots. Unlike Nintendo, they're already promoting their local scenes and be like, we want to have small startups in different places, and we want to encourage them by actually funding them to give them money for cash money. Because they're giving them. I think at the end of the day, if there's cash money involved, just like how Valorant was, because everybody said the same thing about Valorant. If it's CSGO with fireballs and CSGO, why would people drop CSGO to go play Valorant? And lo and behold, Valorant is still very popular. Valorant still has a big popular scene. I think it's the same thing with a fighting game. I think as long as you support the grassroots and you show them money, people are going to want to play the good. Sonic Fox was like playing this like a crackhead. Like he was playing like crazy. Like what was it like for like
Sonic Fox plays Mortal Kombat. That's why he's so excited.
Yeah,
that game dead as hell.
He also plays, so that is kind of true.
Sonic Fox said that they liked it a lot. So I mean, like that's
he played a lot of
Dragon Ball
Fighters. So
but that game was fire too.
This is exactly what reminded me of. It's a tag fighter, so I think that's why he enjoyed it.
As much as people liked fighters, I think 2XKO will replace that until I don't know, Marvel comes out and it's good, probably will be good because it is the Strive people. I think, it'll carve its own thing, but I don't think it's going to, when it shows up, it's just going to kill 2XKO.
It's not because I think it's ass. I think it's the unfortunate thing about fighting games is kind of like what you were saying earlier. They are very complicated and it's hard for a lot of people to play. They just can't coexist. One's gonna beat the other because you can't be great at both of them. In order to be great at one of those games, you have to sit there and run lobbies all the goddamn time. And I just don't see a world where people are playing both Marvel Token and not Blitzcrank, but 2XKO like hardcore all the time. That's why you got your Tekken people, you got your Street Fighter people, because there are nuances to the game, and if you want to be good, you got to know all the nuances. Now, I don't. It's a wrong place, wrong time. I just feel like that Marvel IP is a juggernaut. It's gonna be hard to beat. If it does, hey, more power to it. I'd be surprised. But if anyone could do it, it would be Riot. They do got the money. It'd be interesting.
League is very big. I'm not comparing it to say it's as big as Marvel because in the mainstream, I don't think a lot of mainstream gamers who are like console players have never been on PC. I don't think a lot of them, like, they hear the word League of Legends, they know how toxic League of Legends is, but I don't think they know what League of Legends really is about. outside of like maybe Arcane. But I do
Arcane
think,
fandom is more toxic than the League fandom.
agreed. And we can talk about that.
Wait, why is that? Ain't that, this is a TV show, ain't
it? I do not like their fan base.
Their fan base sucks.
Yeah, their fan base sucks for a multitude of reasons, from shipping to racism to I'm on the fan. I like the slander. I love when people slander Caitlyn. I love it. I love when they call her. What do they call her? They called her what was it KK Kirkman or KK Clan? Yeah, that joke was funny. It's like she was over here gassing kids and y'all defending her.
Yep.
This is a section of Arcane, specifically, TikTok shippers and stuff like that, and like Tumblr. Yep. They are not they're not good people.
They're not a sane people.
They're not sane. You probably think exactly in your head. You probably have a good idea. They're not the most sane people.
I believe it.
Yeah, but I do think if anyone could walk away from this, if you like League of Legends, which I think Riot is why they made it kind of simple. If you aren't really like me, I'm living proof. I don't like fighting games, and I'm telling you, if you like the characters though, or you think the game looks cool, I think you should give it a shot, or at least try it. Like try the tutorial, play it. I didn't know Jack. I went through my preliminaries. I beat everybody that I played against, and I'm probably gonna play rank for a little bit too. So if you're looking to try a fighting game and you're bored, I mean, go ahead. But I think it's just more because there's too many games out right now. So
I love to see you play ranked fighting games. That shit is fun until you hit that wall. Then you just like gotta get off the game, bro.
Bro, I play Valorant. I know. Damn, I know the feeling. I know what the wall.
Yeah, he kind of is seasoned. So, but going back to what you and TBH were talking about, I think that there may be a world where both of these games can coexist and be popular. But I am still leaning towards it again. When the jury isn't out yet because Token isn't out. But I think that at worst, 2XKO will be that super niche game that ends up being on the Saturday final spot and not on Sunday like on the big leagues. And I think that with Riot also already having their own things going on and having the money to back it, and also having the point where they can bring out how many characters are in League now. There are a lot, right?
125. That doesn't even include, they said there's gonna be like unique ones too. So
yeah,
like the well is deep. They have access to a lot of very like likable characters and very attractive characters. So like there's a lot of people that are gonna like weebs, everything else. They're all gonna be like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna try this out. Also, I have to point out too, I think a lot of people don't understand this, is Riot is so strong, and I'm not even joking about this. Riot is so powerful and has so much influence and money that they don't need Evo to make 2XKO popular. They can literally make their own circuit and say, we don't need Evo to be Saturday. We don't need to be in the Saturday slot. They can make their own circuit.
That's where I was going to get at, Evo. That's where I was going to get at. Yeah, that's I said at worst, the fighting game community, because at the end of the day, no matter what, going back to TVH's point, if you're not at Evo and you're not at these smaller but bigger tournaments, then the fighting game community just won't give a fuck. If you're not at Evo, then you're pretty much dead in the water. But again, like you said, Riot could just be like, hey, if you all won't accept us, if you all don't like the game, then we'll just run our own thing over here and we can have that be separate. But on the best case scenario, they could just kill both markets. They could have their own thing going on, and then they could do kind of like what Capcom does, because with Street Fighter, they have their own major circuit, right? And Evo was just a stepping stone, or you're pretty much going, like, everything is leading up to Evo, but Capcom still has their own thing for Street Fighter. They have their own tournament, but when you go to these other smaller tournaments, then you place for their major. So Riot could do that for 2XKO, but again, it has to be the fighting game community accepting it. And again, there can be a world where both of these fighters that are both tag fighters can coexist, but the fighting game community is pretty fickle, so they will pick one. And Marvel, again, that IP is a freaking juggernaut, so everybody is leaning towards Token being that one, but again, the jury isn't out yet, so we'll see.
When they announced the Marvel Token beta, the fucking website crashed, and then the few people that did get in, I was in Steve's stream, and I think Trey was playing as well. Just the joy I heard in their voice, I said, "Oh yeah," I said 2XKO is in fucking trouble.
That's a recency thing. That's just this is the new hot thing, and I'm just good. This is what I have to stress, which is very important, right? The problem a lot of fighting games have had recently, or the shift, Tekken is a great example of this, is they have been trying to figure out how to handle live service with their fighting games. Fighting games have been,
I would say the problem they've been having is trying to appeal to casuals too much. The defensive options in Tekken are fucking ass.
But no. What I'm referring to specifically is, remember how like when they did the whole switch with season 2,
modern controls
this is trash because they made all those patches and changes, and people were like, I don't want to play this anymore.
Yeah,
right. That's what I'm referring to, is because Tekken has been trying to switch to that sort of model, and because on top of that, the barrier of entry is way higher. You got to put $60-$70 down on the game. Then they're trying to do the expansion passes, the DLC. They're trying to make you buy the characters. Like, I feel like fighting games have taken the longest amount of time to adapt to the marketing that like FPSs have already been in, that other like live service games have been in. Like League of Legends has been in for decades of like producing ways to create characters.
It's hard to make interesting content long form because like we used to get the characters on the disc. Me personally, I very rarely buy characters. Like it just is not working.
Right. For you, but I'm saying for years. I would argue this with Nomad from like 2 decades ago when I would say that is a terrible business practice. Y'all, why are you guys buying characters? And they would be like, we're just used to it. Remember that? They just, it never hit their mind to be like, if any other studio, like a FPS, imagine like, that's what happened with the shooter. Remember the shooter market used to pay for map packs when we played in Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
And then that died out because people were like, you're cutting up the consumer base. It's not fair. And then they realized we have to come up with a different model. This is my point about 2XKO. Valorant came out in 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic. It has been out for 5 years now, and it is still going. Doesn't even seem like it's close to like dying or anything. There's still to me an active player base that still play it. It's probably smaller than what it used to be, because people go and play new shooters, but it still has a dedicated player base that plays the game. 2XKO, in my opinion, in my mind, right, unless it ends up being trash, like later on for some other reason I can't, perceive, 2XKO will outlive Marvel Token because Marvel Token will have the hype for a year and a half and 2, but it's about that long race.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you, Strive and the team that's working on Marvel Tokens is not building that game to be this is going to last. You're going to want to play this for the rest of your life for like 3 years straight. It's going to be we're going to play the game. We probably have like, 5-7 other characters we have as DLC probably planned. You're going to buy that. But at a point, just like DBZ Fighters, it's going to fall off. But 2XKO will not have that issue because because it's Riot. They have built the game from the get-go to be like, kind of what JG said, 100 and something characters. And every time they pop one of those big boys out, that like some big League of Legends people or whatever else, whenever they're ready for them, like Aatrox, Riven.
That's going to create another issue though.
It will cause
balance.
It to keep getting a new heartbeat over and over again. I'm gonna be honest with you. League of Legends has 150 characters. I don't know how the hell
we're seeing with Marvel Rivals though. People bitching whenever new characters come out.
Marvel has an infinite amount of roster though.
Right. Marvel Rivals,
count them
thing. And Marvel Rivals has an infinite amount of stuff, but I don't think. Can you imagine Token surviving? Like, do you think Token will be around by like 2030?
I mean, we'll have to see because they could theoretically do that same formula.
Oh, they could,
because
but do you think
you
that
do have an infinite roster.
I think they do have the chance just because the roster is so strong, and you have to keep in mind. I believe this is the same dev team that did Dragon Ball Fighters.
I'm not saying the roster's not there. I'm saying, do you think they have pre-planned it to be 5 years to like last that long?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about that. Yeah, maybe like 2 years, but I don't know about that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, do you think the mindset? What I'm talking about, like the long game. Do you think Marvel Token is really about a long game, or do you think it's just,
Nah. It's traditional fighting things.
That's what I'm saying.
I was gonna say too. I get what you're saying. I would say what also would give 2XKO a chance is the fact that Riot has a big wallet. They could buy their way in, and what I mean is kind of like what you were saying with the different circuit. We all know they're broke. We put up 3,000 for the tech and shit, and they lost their goddamn mind. So if Riot is putting up big prize pools, they could buy their way into the fighting game.
If Riot says 10K. The boys are coming. The boys are coming home. Like they're gonna
on a regular basis. Not everyone, because that's the one thing a lot of these esports games do. They'll do $1 million cup and then they never do it again. If you're constantly dropping big bags, people will practice your game.
Yeah. So I think the money influence is going to be a big thing because I don't think Token's going to be out here. I mean, like Strive. Like, did Strive have big money pools?
No, but Strive is more. This is why I'm saying Marvel Token is a problem. Guilty Gear is a great fucking game. I love it, but it's always niche. It's always been niche. This is their chance to really break into the mainstream because now they're taking the amazing mechanics that they produce and tying it with a worldwide IP. That's why I'm saying the game is dangerous.
I agree. I'm not gonna sit here and act like the game's gonna come out unless like they screw it up somehow. But like I was saying before you walked away, I was like, there's a lot of unknown star power, and I think even if you don't know these names, I think if you mechanically see them, if you just see them as characters, like I was saying, like Riven, Aatrox, Garen, like if you see these characters and how they play, they'll get people hooked. Like Yasuo's a good example. Like Yasuo is pandering to JG. JG don't know nothing about Yasuo, like probably but he'll see Yasuo and be like, hey, he looks cold. Like I don't think you know who Yone is.
Our character design is really good.
Master Yi coming?
Yeah, like Master Yi. If you see Master Yi and Yone,
that's all like,
hey, they look fire. That's the thing.
Don't get twisted. I'm not saying 2X KO is going to fail. No, and I don't want it to fail. I played the first beta. It is good. What I am saying is, damn, I almost feel bad for them. Like this is a really they got bad luck on this.
I do agree with you. I think they took a little bit longer than I think they wanted to. I don't know what it was. I don't know if the pandemic caused it, but I feel like this game should have been out a year ago. I feel like it should have been already in the
Meanwhile, you also got the Invincible game in the cut as well. There's a lot of fighting games coming up.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Invincible, I'll be honest with you, if any game's gonna die, that might be the one.
That would be the one, unfortunately. As much as I like
that one out. Yeah.
That one's a little niche.
That's another tag fighter. So it's interesting. The tag fighters are coming back.
Don't you know the developer? One of you? Or is it Nomad?
Nomad, I think. It's the people that worked on Killer Instinct. Nomad knows about it.
Oh, yeah, because Microsoft
for the Xbox.
Microsoft doesn't know how to make games anymore.
Sensational. That's our little conversation on 2XKO. We were going to be keeping an eye on it. It'd be interesting to see how it's going to play out. Either way, I think what we all can agree is it's an exciting time to be a gamer. We're really tired of this fucking gaming is dead argument. Because how is it dead? And we keep having these crazy in-depth conversations about different genres and genres within the genres. Like it's crazy. Moving on to the news segment of the show. Since the last episode, Sony did a new state of play, and the big announcement was we finally got to see a little bit of gameplay as well as more so like story and cinematics for Wolverine as a bunch of other stuff. But because that was the big announcement, I kind of want to start with Wolverine. Jay, you're a big Marvel guy. Do you feel like this was worth the wait from Insomniac following up Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, I do. But I want to temper people's expectations. And I said that when I was doing a reaction, you were seeing some of the gameplay. And again, obviously Wolverine is different from Spider-Man. You're not gonna be able to swing around and Wolverine's not gonna be using a lot of gadgets or anything, but at the core, the gameplay is the same, bro. The combat's the same. So I don't want people to be like, even though I know it's going to be like this next year. I was like, man, people were like, oh, game of the year. As soon as they play it. Yeah, it's going to be Spider-Man, all over again when it comes to that argument. But I don't really, again, we can only judge it from the trailer. But like looking at that part right there, like the gameplay still looks the same. Like the combat still looks the same. It's like, all right, you do a combo on this character, and then you'll jump back, jump back and forth between the characters. So like, I'm not, super high on my expectations for this game. I know I'm going to play it because, again, I love Marvel and I love X-Men. X-Men is my favorite franchise in Marvel, period. So I know I'm going to play it. I know I'm going to enjoy it. But I might end up having the same sentiment that I did about Spider-Man 2. It's like, is it going to push the genre forward? I don't think so. But will it end up, possibly being a good, solid action game? Yeah. I think it's going to be that. And, we still have a lot more cameos that we're going to potentially see, and that's what gets me even more excited. Like the story and just the general combat is going to get me excited more than anything else. But I don't think this is going to be the latest, greatest, that argument when they were saying about God of War, like the bosses of God of War are going to, like, they're going to just put the genre forward. Like, what the fuck? Like, what y'all talking about, bro?
What are you push the boundaries of storytelling?
Yeah, I'm like, no, they're not. They're not.
Can we just for a moment think how insane it is now in retrospect, now that we're years removed, about like how people were like crazy about God of War when Elden Ring came? Like, yeah, I still can't believe that. That is insane.
People like, why was that ever a debate, bro? Like,
I just can't believe people actually debated that. Like actually genuinely
delusional. That. Yeah, extremely delusional. So yeah, but I think the thing here is, I'm happy that we finally got the trailer. and we're supposed to get more spring 2026. They said it's a fall 2026 release window, so that's good. You know, at least we have a general, you know, consensus on when the game is going to come out and when people should be expecting it. So I think it's something that's going to do a great job. You know, they did a whole little 15-minute after the trailer, you know, explanation and experience. But I just don't think it's going to push the genre forward of action games or, you know, hero type of action games. I just think it's going to be a solid action game that people are going to enjoy if you like anything Marvel related.
All right, positives from me. I like the fact that they are using different characters in the story. I think the story is what's going to carry this game. Like we saw Mystique, we saw Omega Red, the Sentinel was in there. So like, okay, I'm liking that they're using different types of Marvel characters instead of the same, just like basic stuff. I like the fact that the trailer is super gory. I'm like, okay, this is Wolverine. He's the best at what he does. This is going to be an M-rated game. I was worried it might be a T-rated game or whatever. But outside of that, like, I was like, it looks cool. Based off what we see so far, what I'm seeing is another solid Sony exclusive 8.5. I'm not saying anything here like mind blowing until we get more in depth on the gameplay. Like they got to do like a full gameplay 10-minute, 20-minute breakdown of what's different about this. I think for me, based off what we've seen so far, I think as long as the story is fire and the gameplay is decent, I'm cool with that. Especially if they find a way to connect the worlds, like they make it one big cinematic universe, like maybe the Spider-Man from Insomniac's games appears in this one. That would be cool, like some type of team up or something like that. But I still got to see a little bit more. It looked cool, but I don't know if it's like kind of what Jay said, like this is going to be the groundbreaking action game. What about you, Watts?
Yeah, I saw it, and I'm not like a huge Marvel fan. I don't know much about Marvel overall, so I can't pick up on all the things where I'm like, oh, they're doing that. That's really great. But I think combat looks like it's going to be fun. Like the actual gameplay looks like it'll be a good time. I like that they're going with gore for it because it isn't something you see from a lot of Sony games. Well, Ghost of Tsushima was different. But yeah, I'm glad that they're going all in on that because that does feel very Wolverine. But yeah, also like you said, I don't think I've seen enough to go, oh yeah, this is going to be a super great game, and can't wait for it. I'm glad they finally been able to show it on their terms, though, instead of the leaked, unfinished gameplay that was shown.
Oh, don't get Etho started on that one.
Goddamn. You know what's crazy about that tweet? My tweet went viral, and I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw it, I just wrote the quote tweet about it, and I didn't look. And then I realized, like, after the tweet had been up for 5 minutes, I was like, oh my God, that's a GTA mod. And then I was going to take it down, but then I saw it was getting traction. I was like, I don't care. People can call me. I don't care. Yeah, this is free money. I was like, y'all can call me. You know, what? I muted it, and I was like, hey, y'all can say whatever you want. I got money off of this, so it's fine with me. But I agree. I think it's like, you know, it's cool. Cool. I kind of accept like with Spider-Man and everything else. Like these are not. It's like watching MCU moving and being like, yo, this is best picture. Like, that's how insane it sounds. It's like no one says that. So I kind of believe it as that with a lot of the Sony games I play, where I'm just like, I go into it expecting, you know, solid gameplay, open world, a lot of little activities. I don't know if they even said if this is like an open world or if this is like a more linear game.
Oh, they didn't explain any of that.
I'd be kind of more interested if it was a linear styled game.
I'm hoping it's linear.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, that might be a little bit more curious to me. So things are more curated than like Spider-Man, which is an open. I don't know if I forgot they said if it's like Brazil or. It seems like it's in South America.
It's in a bunch of different spots, but it mainly, from what I read, takes place in Madripoor, which in the Marvel universe is like this city, like an island city where a bunch of criminals hang out. That's why I found it funny that like some people were calling this shit like woke because he was only like killing brown people in there, but it was like it's a mix of different. There's criminals. There's a mix of like white, brown people. It's not like he's in America or like Canada or some shit. Like they're all. It was whatever. It's fucking stupid. The internet.
White people kill a bunch of colored people, and then they're pushing an agenda on that. That's what the argument is.
That's what you
care about, the new grifting topic. Yes.
I kind of saw the leaks. I kind of saw the character leaks, so I'm not gonna speak on here because I don't want anyone to lose that.
I ain't seen it.
Yeah, I ain't seen it either. I kind of know some things that they were leaked before about like characters that might be in here, which are exciting. But yeah, want to see some more. I expected kind of like how we feel about Ghost of Yotei at this point, because I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about the review scores came out for that. I feel like we're all like,
Sony's really good at making an 8 out of 10. Like,
yeah, Sony's they're good at making good games. that's the best I can say. Good games. That's it.
Third person, over the shoulder camera, story driven cinematic action, baby.
Yeah. If they made a first person game, that'd blow my mind. That'd be another. I'm like, holy crap, we've evolved. Yeah, it looks cool.
I still look forward to it. I can see this being the new game that if it doesn't win Game of the Year, they're gonna cry about it like fucking.
It'll be Spider-Man 2 if it doesn't. Yeah.
That was the big thing from the Sony State of the Play. There was some other stuff. I thought Sorrows. Did y'all see that game? I think that's the new game from the Returnal team. That one looked pretty good.
Returnal is a banger video game. Sorrows looks to be like more of a banger video game. And I can't wait. Returnal is one of my favorite like gameplay experiences, I think. And this just looks fast, crazy. Like it's
Do you know what makes this different from Returnal though?
Is that a trick question you're asking me?
No. I don't know.
Do you know what makes this different from Returnal?
No, it's not a trick question. I'm genuinely curious. I wasn't a big fan of Returnal. No, I wasn't a big. I wasn't a big fan of Returnal, but this one looked cool.
It's set in the sun world, and if you remember, it calls back to Returnal was a part of the moon. I'm like, wow, damn, PBH going in on lore. I don't think there's much. I think it is a different world. But this is like Housemarque's thing, the very like bullet hell, fast paced, crazy kind of gameplay. They do have different stuff with like you have a shield now, which you'll see them using throughout gameplay. And they also have a thing that they said when you die, you come back stronger. So I don't know what that means.
Is that Mickey?
Oh no! Shut up!
People complain their browser was too hard.
The stronger feature. Are you Mickey?
It's in the game, bro. No.
You die in the game.
You're not allowed to die.
You're not allowed to die.
You don't have a choice, bro.
I think this one appealed more to me because I tried Returnal. I couldn't get into it, and I think part of it was like it was just too dark. I like the color direction, like the art direction in this one more. Like it's just more appealing to play to me for some reason.
Man, I loved Returnal. And like the way that they told the story was really cool too. Like there would just be something that you'd notice. There'd be a weird house when you're going through the levels and you're like, the fudge is that? And the way that they kind of revealed the story to you was cool. And the action is just so fun. And the boss fights, some of like the best boss fights, period, I think. They had like an organ playing boss, which had crazy music and stuff going on. There's another one where you're like flying in space and stuff is happening. It's a very, very good game. So I can't wait for it. It's coming out March 20th.
It's on PC, right?
Not that far away.
The last one was Returnal.
Yeah, I don't know. It came on PC later. I don't know if this is going to simultaneously release on PC.
It's probably gonna be one of those wait a year or two.
Yeah, timed releases. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because I can't stand playing shooters with a controller. I hate it so much.
Neo 3 got a release date for February 2026.
I know. Watts
February
was happy.
6th. Yep, yeah. I'm so happy. I'm there.
So did Code Vein 2. They showed more of that and like a release date for that. That looked okay.
You played the first one, Watts?
I played the first one.
Did you like it?
I liked the first one. Yeah.
Remember me and Ethos played it. We dropped it.
It's not a perfect. It's not a perfect game. I thought it had a lot of really cool ideas in it. And they released a like 15-minute gameplay video of Code Vein 2, and the action looks really good. So I'm feeling good about it. It's January 30th.
It looked kind of cool. I was like, oh, that seems alright.
Let It Die was interesting.
I was confused. I didn't know what I was looking at.
It's an extraction action.
Yeah.
Like I just for games like that where you're just trying really hard to be different, I just need something to pop up on the screen, like just giving brief descriptions of what type of game this is, because I couldn't tell what kind of game it was. Like it could have just popped up extraction shooter, balls to the wall. Like just give me something. Like
that's how the first game was. I remember the first game was very experimental. It was very weird. It was a very weird game. It was free too, I think.
Yeah, so not an extraction fan, but the kind of the action part, since it's not just a straight shooter, has me a little bit interested. It's PvPvE, so we'll see. It looks very, very weird, and I kind of like that stuff. So we'll see. I mean, it's interesting enough that I might like keep an eye out. It's supposed to come out this year too.
Oh wow!
Oh, is it this year? I didn't know it was this year.
Yeah, December 3rd.
Oh wow. Okay.
Crimson Desert. That got a launch date for March 19th. Finally.
Crimson Desert looks
I'll say.
good.
I'll say what TBH says. It doesn't pass the eyeball test for me. There's something about it that looks off to me. Something about it looks off.
You said a mind's eye. Here we go.
Oh no.
No. Like these guys have a lot of money to throw at this game. I'm sure it's going to be a solid game, but there's just some of the boss fights. The camera looked really, really bad.
That's my issue with it too. The camera is like kind of weird. The action looks good, but that camera, I don't know about it. It does look weird.
The camera is weird, and they have a lot of like screen shake. There was a fight against a Yeti where like you would just pull out your sword or something and the screen would be shaking. I'm like, dude, what are we doing? So it makes me wonder if it's going to be one of those situations where they're like, put every particle known to man in the game and make it really flashy, but it doesn't actually feel or play very well. And some of the graphically, it looks like, I was like, why is it looks so sharp? Everything looks like sharp.
It looks like a tech demo. It looks very tech demo. Yeah, like some Square Enix would release. It's like Square Enix, like this is Final Fantasy 20 tech demo, but like you never see this game actually.
I'm a little suspicious. That's all.
The Fate game.
Also, it comes out the day before Saros. I will be prioritizing Saros for sure.
What's Saros again? Remind me.
The Returnal game.
Returnal.
Oh yeah, my glass. I'm tired. It's late.
I'll definitely try it, but I wouldn't be surprised if I play it and I'm like,
Saros comes out this year in December.
Saros comes out
not
March
Saros.
20th.
That was
March.
we talking about Let It Die. Yeah.
Oh,
Saros comes out next year.
Oh, okay.
And there was a Battlefield 6 campaign trailer as well, which I thought, it looked actually pretty decent. I might actually give it a try. I don't think I've ever really tried to play Battlefield's campaign.
I feel like I was one of the only people that enjoyed the Battlefield campaigns.
I like 3 and 4's campaign. I thought
they were pretty good.
Were they long when y'all played them?
Nah, not at all.
Nice little 6-hour campaign. I might try it.
I will say I did see some content creators talking about like, because it seems like there's been a lot of footage just like, is the game out already? Like it seems like they're just letting people play the game and testing early. I have seen like several content creators say that they didn't like the campaign. They said that it's been reported that it's having like the polish that people felt from multiplayer, like how polished it was. They said that from their experience playing some of the single player, they said that it feels like it's not as polished. Like they said, like there's some weird, like the AI is not good. It's pretty dumb. And they said that the campaign is like very short. Like the missions are like some like 15 minutes each or something like that. Like they're just little quick hits. Like they're not like more like Call of Duty, like old school Call of Duty, really well thought out type of campaigns. It's more like we're just giving these little like set cut, like, and they also said the set pieces, they're like, there's not really that many set pieces that really like stand out. So I don't know if this is just really like Call of Duty people talking, like comparing to like how, because I'm sorry, but Modern Warfare 3's campaign was terrible. The new one, that wasn't even a campaign. That was garbage. It's like was BF4. That's what I asked people. Is BF4's campaign? I'm sorry. Is BF6 campaign? Is it better than that or worse than that? If you tell me it's worse than Modern Warfare 3 DLCs, then I'm like, yeah, that's a bad sign. But if it's better than that, I'm still gonna play it and try it. So
wait, they were saying it's worse than Modern Warfare 3's campaign?
No, I'm saying no one has asked that, but I'm saying like I don't know the people that are saying this. I don't know if they're like comparing it to a COD campaign. Because like, yeah, you could compare BF3 and BF4's campaign to like old school Call of Duty's campaigns, and people would say they're not that good. You know what I mean? But it could be. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's just a preference thing or if it's like just objectively across the board, it's just not quality at all. Because I've seen some gameplay of it and I'm like, this seems pretty solid. Like I like the cool stuff. The mission setups look cool. But I mean, I'll be honest here. I'm here for the multiplayer. So I don't, that thing could be trash. I'd care less if it's trash or not. I
wouldn't be upset. Like if it's really like that, I may play it and just get through it. Yeah. And then just go right back to multiplayer.
Yeah, it'd be unfortunate if the story's bad, but I mean, the good news is I ain't paying for this shit anyway because I'm an EA show. Remember, we're in the EA program. We're gonna get it for free. It is what it is.
Maybe.
Overall, though, I thought this state of the play was just kind of okay. Like Warring was the highlight.
I was happy. I added like 3 games to my list.
Okay. Wait, what's the other one that you added?
Well, it was more so that they got their release dates. I am looking forward to playing Monster Hunter Stories 3. Like those games are just good. They're good RPGs, and this one looks like they really went.
Are those the Pokemon ones? The ones
yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't want to say that.
Not Pokemon.
Comes the Yakuza.
They got their own issues, man. We're gonna talk about it. They really need to be targeted.
Next year, like here's my, I wrote down the dates for next year because I was like, man, it feels like things are getting really packed. So January 30th is Code Vein 2, February 6th, Neo 3, February 27th, Resident Evil 9, March 13th, Monster Hunter Stories 3. Oh, sorry, March 13th, Monster Hunter Stories 3, March 19th, Crimson Desert, March 20th, Sorrows, March 27th, 007 First Light.
Oh, God.
So literally we're fully cooked the first half of
right out the gate
of 2026. Yeah,
there's too much, and that's with like this is before the Game Awards where people announce like
gonna reveal new stuff,
more games,
big
games that'll probably come out in 26 too.
Good luck.
Who's ready to podcast? Oh my God, pick a game, guys. Play something.
When's that the From Software game? When is that?
We don't have a date yet, but it is 2026.
Okay.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Game Awards they revealed something though.
I wouldn't be surprised either. Yeah,
release date maybe. So that was the Sony. Go ahead.
We're not excited about Flight Simulator. Another Xbox game.
Next topic.
No, I would have. No, I laughed though. I laughed because I'm like, I wonder are the Sony people going to buy this as well? Because they
love it.
They love it. Xbox games, yeah.
Grounded, Forza. Surprisingly, so Forza and Grounded were top selling PlayStation games this year. But surprisingly, well, no, I guess not. Gears of War did not sell well on PlayStation. It sold well on Xbox, on PC. I didn't put that in there, but I read an article. It did not sell well on PlayStation, and I wonder if it has to do with the performance issues on that remake for Gears.
Yeah, online. Ethos, were you excited about Deus Ex Remastered? I thought about you.
Wait, which one?
The original Deus Ex is getting remastered.
Who's remastering it?
Now that I don't know.
Tell me who's remastering, then I'll tell you if I'm happy or not.
The trailer's in the show notes, the State of the Play thing.
Did they reveal the State of Play? I didn't even know.
Yeah, they revealed. There's gameplay of it.
I must have missed.
Yeah, it said it's new lighting, dynamic shadows.
It's Deus Ex. The internet's not going to hype that up. That's niche, Ethos. Come on.
Yeah, but that's why because you're one of the only people I know that love Deus Ex, so I didn't know if you saw that and cared.
So it's not Human Revolution. It's like the
it's the original.
No, the original Deus Ex.
2000s.
Oh, I love the original.
Yeah, it's coming out February 5th next year.
It's being developed by Asper Media. It says it in the fine print.
Didn't they do the Battlefront one? And then that should
ASPYR. I'm not familiar with them. What did they do?
I thought they did that Battlefield. Remember, I'm not about Battlefront. Remember they remastered the classic and it was
go straight to their games. They did the Tomb Raider remaster. They did the Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Unleashed for the Switch. They pretty much just do ports. It seems like Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered.
Forced Unleashed on the Switch.
It could go either way, man.
It could go either way.
So I don't know.
Well,
but I mean,
I recommend it. Play Deus Ex if you haven't. It's one of the greatest games of all time. I stand on
interesting.
That. So
and then Dynasty Warriors 3 remaster. I was like, what?
Who was asking for that?
That's such a random. Yeah, exactly. That was such a random thing, but it's by far my favorite Dynasty Warriors of all time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, for them to remaster that is very interesting, but it definitely came out of nowhere.
It's a Steam wish list. $20?
No, I'm not playing. It comes out March 19th. Absolutely not. No. Anything first quarter 2026, kiss it goodbye. If it ain't brand new, kiss it goodbye. I'm not playing it.
We don't have time for like remakes, remasters.
We have to respect each other's time.
Decades to play this.
How much do you want to bet Phantom Blade Zero is going to be in the first quarter? Because we don't have their release date
Gotta
yet.
play that too.
Everyone who's played it, they're like, it is smooth. It runs well. It looks like it's ready.
You know what my thing is? Here's my theory. I think everybody's trying to get their bangers out in the first quarter because they know that second quarter, everybody's getting out of the way of GTA. It's going to be either everything, we're going to be bloated in the first quarter, or we're going to be bloated in the third and fourth quarter. That's what it's going to be. GTA, everybody's getting out of the way.
GTA comes out September 23rd, 2026. That's my bet. I bet you that's the date. It's September, late September.
Really? For some reason, I was thinking October, November.
No, I feel like September.
Did they not give a release date of May? or whatever?
Nah, there's no.
The internet said May, but they didn't give out any.
Well, it got pushed back, right? Like people thought.
Oh, did it get pushed back again?
People assumed it was going to come out this year, and then when they showed the trailer, I think
May 26, 2026.
Wait, really?
That's what it is, yeah, May.
Yeah, I was like, they announced that a long time ago.
No way.
Yeah.
That shit's getting delayed.
Well, it might.
That coming out.
I think now there's a rumor that it's
May doesn't sound like a GTA month. You know what I mean? It don't sound right.
I mean, but they could come out anytime they want to, bro.
Yeah, but I feel like if you want to hit the highest marks of sales, right? Obviously, the best is fall. It's
holiday season.
Because it's holiday season, and everyone's thinking about it. What they're going to buy their kids for Christmas.
But it's officially on their website, bro. It's official on Rockstar Games. Said GTA 6 is now coming out May 26th.
They gonna delay it.
It got delayed to May. It was going to come out this year.
This was got revealed last year, and it's funny. Last year in May 2025, they said it's coming out May 26th. So we'll see.
I can't.
I wonder if these companies think we're made of unlimited money. The amount of bangers that's coming out, bro, is too much. It's too fucking much. I almost feel bad too. All these games coming out next year with GTA coming out, like that's gonna be such a weird thing because when that game comes out, not only is it gonna sell well, if you're a content creator and you're not playing Grand Theft Auto, your chat's gonna be so fucking annoying, bro. What are you playing? What are you playing that for? Why don't you play some GTA 6, bro? Like, what are you doing? Like you almost everybody's gonna get pressured into that shit.
Did they say anything about the? Oh, here's the other thing, right? We haven't seen shit about the multiplayer.
No,
we don't know anything about that, so we don't know what it's gonna be. I know
it's gonna be an extra $50 for multiplayer,
and they'll buy it.
That rumor about like when they hired or they bought out that whole like the whole RP thing, the role playing thing. I think they bought like
they bought out a bunch of community modders. Like I think they brought them on board. Yeah.
So it's like if that's what they're building, like if this game's just gonna be it's just single player, and then they're gonna, because that could make sense if they're just like, all right, this is just a single player, y'all gonna give us $70, and then in fall or later in the year, we're about to double dip on y'all. We're gonna destroy the calendar twice. We're gonna have one drop in May, which is just single player, and then Q4 holiday, we're gonna be dropping the multiplayer component, and that's gonna be the big bomb, and then people are gonna pay.
That would actually be hilarious, but that's not far-fetched. Yeah, what if the multiplayer, because again, we saw how disastrous multiplayer was with Grand Theft Auto 5, and then they ended up, that still didn't come out immediately, but then when it came out, it ended up being terrible until they ended up getting it fixed.
2 weeks or a month, I think, after.
I think it was a month. Yeah, I think it was a month after. But yeah, I would assume that they wouldn't bring out the multiplayer day one, whatever that ends up being. I think it's just going to be a single player. But I wonder how many people don't care about the single player, because I've heard more and more people, especially since 5 came out, they don't
breaks
care
my
about
heart.
The single player, yeah, because that was literally the whole
that's
reason.
The game. That's
why that is the game.
People are excited for GTA every year.
So I wonder, like, how many people just don't care about single player, and they're just like, if it doesn't have multiplayer, then I'll just wait on it. I wonder how many people have that mindset now. I guess we'll see, but it'll be interesting.
They'll be able to double dip, especially if they do a double dip and then the multiplayer comes out, and the reason they brought all those modders on is to produce tools for people to create their own custom. Because like right now you have to mod and do your own server, but like what if they implemented that and streamlined it directly into the game, and then also made it a way where like people who are creating their own servers, they can monetize directly through the platform. Like, people are gonna go crazy with these custom servers and abilities and stuff like that. So like
monetize, you're gonna get shark cards. Come on.
And they'll be eating them up. They'll be eating them up, bro. It is what it is. It's gonna be interesting to see how that one plays out. Another press conference we had besides the state of the play since the last podcast is Nintendo did a direct in September of 2025. The big announcement coming out of this is the new Super Mario movie sequel will be called Super Mario Galaxy. So people are super excited about that. Paulina and all that shit. They announced a remaster for Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 coming to the Switch 2. A new Mario Tennis game called Mario Tennis Fever. And then another port, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, that's coming to the Switch 2. I'm gonna be honest, the only thing that really moved me was probably Fire Emblem's Fortune's Weave, because I love Fire Emblem. I'm interested to see how that plays out. They showed Metroid Prime 4, but I'm not gonna hold y'all. The more I see this game, the less I'm interested in it, bro. It just does not look very good, man.
I like Metroid. I saw the bike. I was like,
on my parlay.
He does only care because of fantasy pros.
That open world look empty. Like the AI looks stupid. Like it's not really moving me, man.
Nintendo's hiding.
It's Nintendo's game. It's gonna get high ratings no matter what. Like people literally are not allowed. There's a bias for sure. Like there has to be.
There was like some Pokemon farming game they announced too, like Pokepedia or some shit.
You know what's really funny is that Power World announced a very similar game before Pokemon.
The Yakuza coming through doing what they
can't
do.
Get away. They're like, no, please.
Look, she's got a motorcycle. Come on.
Yeah, wait till you see that thing moving.
Yeah, but the open world, like it's just nothing going on in it, man. I don't know.
I guess how it looks.
I don't know. What's fast? Yeah, right here. Like, yeah, there's nothing in the Sandland, bro. There's nothing. There's one building. Like, what's going on, bro? Like,
look. Oh, look. Okay, you got a little combat.
They got combat. Okay,
that's kind of fire. Nah, y'all tripping. That was fire. Nah, y'all tripping. Y'all hate.
So hold on. Because I was gonna say what this direct did for me is I said I am sticking to my guns. I am not buying a Switch 2 until that damn From Software game. You're buying a Switch 2 for this.
Okay, I will say this.
That's a no.
If this game comes out review wise and has a 9. Like 9s, and tonight, like say it's a 9 out of 10 or greater, I will be getting a Switch 2 immediately for it.
I'll get it on the Switch.
I love Metroid. I love Switch. I love Switch. I love Metroid.
We love Nintendo at this podcast.
I'm Steam gang. I used to like the Switch, and then I got sick of it. But I love Metroid. I love a lot of the original series. I play the remasters. I love them. I've been waiting, like kind of how Silksong. It's the same thing. We've been waiting for Metroid for like Jesus Prime for I think it's been like a decade or something. So I want to see it. I think it's gonna be good. Y'all hating on my parlay. I know what it is. This isn't a joke.
I didn't say it was gonna be bad. It's just another one of those cases of like that game's been in development for like 15 years. Is it worth that way?
Does it pass the eye test?
It looks alright.
What? Does it pass the eye test?
I think it looks fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
I won't lie though. If it does get like a 6 or a 7, like average,
it can't possibly. It's a Nintendo game. I'm telling you.
I think
it literally doesn't happen.
I think that what makes me kind of towards them is because I'm with you. Like, I'm not a big Metroid fan, but I am a big Metroid. I did love Metroid Prime on the GameCube. So like I kind of got high expectations for this, and it kind of feels like Nintendo's just kind of like about this game, like we'll get it out when we get it out, and then when you do show it, it's like it's okay. Like,
because we don't like Nintendo's view of Metroid. Yeah.
My thing is, I don't think we're If they were about it, they wouldn't have a bundle ready for it. They wouldn't have an exclusive bundle.
They had a bundle ready because ain't nothing else to play on that thing. What are you talking about?
It's a flagship. What I'm saying is, it is a flagship for the Switch 2. I think. I agree. My guess is,
sorta, because it's on the Switch 1. Sorta.
It's a console seller. Like it will get people to buy the Switch 2 for it. Like I don't think there's any that in Pokemon. Like I don't think that like let's not be insane here. Like I'm not gonna say we're gonna be like, oh well, Metroid is like a bastard of like what Nintendo cares about anymore. I think they've released another Metroid game like what last year, 2 years ago. What was it, Dread? And that was received really well. That was like the 2D one. Siggy, I think, said he liked it. So let's talk about Fire Emblem anyway. Let's talk about a better game. Fire Emblem.
You did all that coping just to be like, let's talk about a real game. Fire Emblem. I agree.
A real game.
I like the art style in this new Fire Emblem. I like the tone, the energy of it.
Can we just agree? The last one was not good.
Which one was the last one?
The one where the dude looked like toothpaste.
I don't know if I played that one. The last one I played was on the 3DS and it came out like in 2 versions. I remember liking that one.
You didn't play Three Houses?
I did not play Three Houses. That's the one I skipped. Yeah.
You didn't play. Bro, you got to go pick that shit up right now. Actually, stream that.
Bro, didn't we just do how many games?
I'm not going to, bro.
I'm not doing that, bro. It's too many games, dude. Too many games.
That game's better than like half the games that are about to be coming out. So you should play it.
He doesn't care, bro. You'll
love it. I'm telling you.
Jay, right.
TBA. Imagine Mass Effect, but you get to pick different alien.
I believe you. The problem is we have a podcast where people want to know about the latest games. They don't care, bro. I can't go back.
Chat. People in the chat, in the comments, listen to this. If you're on YouTube, in the comments, if you want to see TBH play this game or talk about it, if Three Houses has not played it, put it in the comments below so I can prove to him people want to care about you, your opinion on it.
You have to promise you'll gift subs or something. That'll do.
Yeah. Give him a sub or something.
And then when I have no time to play Ghost of Yotei and Ninja Gaiden 4 and GTA 6, then y'all gonna be bitching. Man, why you playing this good brand of what is this shit, bro?
What's this weeb ass game?
Yeah. Right. Exactly. I don't want to hear this is a setup, bro.
No. They'll say that, and then you'll be 10 hours in the game. Be like, hold on, this is called a fire. Like they always do every time.
TBH put me on the Mass Effect, bro. I'm mad. I just started playing this shit, bro. I'm mad too.
Yeah. It's been damn near almost 2 decades, but yeah, I'm glad I finally gave it a shot.
This was probably one of my favorite trailers from this direct. I just like the overall vibe, the art style, the voice acting. The story seems like it's intriguing. The only thing is like I hope they drop a trailer explaining what is different in the gameplay.
This is a crazy drop.
I don't care. I still like the vibe. I don't care.
That's such a crazy thing they showed, and you don't even know nothing about it, bro.
Yeah, I can name a bunch of shit you don't know nothing about either. You see how that works?
Go ahead, give me one.
There you go.
Give me one.
Being black.
You're right. Why would I want?
You got me.
America, baby? Why would I want to be black?
Oh my goodness. Does anybody have any opinions on this? This Fire Emblem. This Fire Emblem.
People taking that shit out of context.
Right.
I love being black. If I gotta be reincarnated, I pick black every time.
Facts.
Some of y'all need to stay slaves.
Hey yo.
That's crazy, bro.
That's a joke again. It's a reference. It's a reference.
I don't.
You know, people are media literate. Did you see the clip that went viral? Or where Hassan was explaining to those podcast hosts, they didn't know.
Oh my God!
One Piece was political, which is crazy.
My tweet went viral from
you tweeted about that?
Dog, I have 3 tweets in the past few days that have hit over like 10K likes and like multiple retweets. That's what I was telling. I was like, I want to respond to this. Get some.
I watched 13 episodes of One Piece, and I know it was political. It's anti-establishment, anti-government.
The story is about fighting the world government.
That's the story.
Hello.
I don't understand how you get. What blows my mind is I can't believe those 3 specifically. I think they're trash taste. They've been doing this for so long. I can't believe those people who are so ingrained in anime and just in the culture in general really sat up there on that podcast and laughed at this man when like I'm pretty sure I grew up watching like the most political crap. Code Geass.
I hate to be that guy. I think part of it is because most of those hosts, I think 2 of the 3 of them, they were white. The unfortunate thing is when you live in a privileged position, you're able to disassociate certain things with other things. So to them, it probably is they're just watching cartoons and they're fighting and all this.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure have Nazis in it? Am I tripping on that?
Yeah.
Like the number
of dude's favorite one. Like I don't.
People will say Attack on Titan isn't political. I mean, come on.
And it's literally right there, bro. You have military. Like there's no.
The number of MAGA people that love the Punisher. I'm like, the Punisher would fucking kill you, dude. Like
would not like
all the fascist Nazis. You're done.
Captain America would hate you. Like
America would absolutely despise you. Like I sat there. I was like,
I don't know.
I was sitting there like, bro. I was like, when I was younger, I think the first time I realized it was Death Note. I think Death Note was like the most is people's starter one. But I was like, that entire show is literally about the perversion of justice in the death penalty. It's an analogy of the death penalty and like who has the right to execute people for their crimes and stuff like that. My favorite show, Psychopaths, is literally the idea of giving away your free will for the government to have a system so that you have security. How much free will are you willing to give up for security? And is it okay for a system to be able to basically profile your soul of how likely are you to be a criminal? How much are you willing to give up for that? Like I grew up with Gundam. I grew up on Gundam, and Gundam is pure politics. It's like just about war is bad, bro. War, there are no good people.
Got children and big ass machines fighting for rich fat cats in space, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
I forgot when I was watching Toonami. Naruto is political. Bleach is about a man who goes up against a fucking government and literally systematically is a terrorist and literally just starts attacking people in power and assassinating them. That is literally the entire plot to the initial part of Bleach. I just can't believe there are people out here that are gonna feign ignorance and be like, it's not that deep.
I was really surprised that they laughed about One Piece specifically, because the whole plot is like a downtrodden people going against the world government, against the military. What do you mean?
Most of the anime is.
Yeah, this is. And it's not just with anime. Like, you name like 5 anime already off the top of your head that were political. And we've had this issue a million times with video games, periods. Like, keep the politics out. But it's like, bro, a lot of these games do have political, backdrops. And
good stories normally do.
Yeah, a lot of them do. And it's like, that's a part of just society. I know that a lot of it is skewed because it's entertainment, but yeah, your favorite piece of entertainment has some political elements in it and you can't escape it. And I feel like a lot of people are just desensitized. And again, depending on, how you grew up, maybe you did just feign ignorance to it. But
here's the thing. Everybody is innately political. Whether you think it or not, most of the actions you take in this world are political. You making a game and intentionally not putting politics in it is political, is a political statement within itself. Mm-hmm. You cannot escape the idea. And for people to like feign ignorance about this and act like it's not important, it's not a thing. Every person is, sometimes you just don't agree with the politics of it. Like, there's games I played or there's media I've interacted with. I think right now, I don't know if you guys have been watching Peacemaker right now. Season 2 is amazing. I cannot stress enough. There's like a big, you probably seen it on the timeline. There's a big reveal that people have been kind of theorizing, and it basically got confirmed last week. And it is straight up in your face. Like, they're just like, we're not even going to try to deny it. We're not even going to try to hide it. And I've had this argument with people before where I've said, not that I don't think media needs to do this, but people have always said, well, the way if it's preachy, it's bad. I was like, the problem I've noticed is education's in the trash. Children have been left behind. There's a lack of
ChatGPT for everyday things.
Yes, you're now using ChatGPT to understand how things function, just normal things. We are in a world now where I feel like I would have said back when we were younger, we caught these things because they were not really they didn't really need to be posterized in front of you. But the problem is nowadays is that it's proving you guys cannot critically analyze any of the media that you guys watch and consume. It's the whole meme of, oh, cool, big mech, and you're missing the entire point of the thing, it going right over your head, like AOT. Oh, big guys fighting each other, missing the war crimes, the genocide, everything else, and mass murder that's happening in the entirety of the show. Or thing is, oh, this is lit. Like, you're missing the point that now I feel like if you're wondering why you feel you're upset that things are it's pandering, it's too much in your face. I was like, you motherfuckers are dumb. I'm sorry, you're dumb. I feel like now artists feel like they have to make it more direct in your face. I have to show you what a Nazi is. I have to show you it. I can't just kind of reference it because there's some people that are so dumb. You'll see it, and unless it's explicitly told you this is a fucking bad person, you won't think that. This is the whole thing with Eren Yeager is a great example of this. Like because it's not explicitly said, it is a great example of like people can co-op it and then think it's something else. Fearin', great show.
Oh, Lord.
Same thing, how people took it, they co-opted it, and they made it into something completely different because it wasn't explicit. Unfortunately, I think we're just in a point where society is cooked to a point where art needs to be explicit. We have to be more explicit about the messages we want to show, because if we're not, people will co-op it and make it sound like something that is not your intention.
I'm glad I got like 60 years max left. I'll be dead.
I don't want to be here.
I say, yo,
I'm out.
I'm out of here.
I'm good, bro.
That's hilarious.
I think unfortunately too many people look at the political stuff as like it's sports, as if it's the Rams versus the Eagles versus like it's a discussion to have and try to find some type of middle ground. And that requires critical thinking, and people just don't want to do that. The iPadification of everything, just doom scrolling. So
man, we talking about common sense not being so common. That's been such a theme that like we afraid we talked about for a long time. I think we need to shift that to critical thinking isn't as common because we're Ooh, yeah, it's a lot of things that I'm just gonna hope that like when my kids grow up that I can teach them to properly critical think. Because man, if I see them using freaking ChatGPT for some everyday things, bro, I'm taking all technology away. I'm like, nah, you got to use your brain.
ChatGPT, should I ask her out? I thought that was like a joke until like I really saw it. I was like, oh, people really do this shit.
Oh
bro.
yeah,
that South Park episode is real. That thing where he's talking about his day and stuff like that. That's you saw the thing, right? The dude that had his girlfriend was ChatGPT, and he had a real girlfriend. And they were talking about it. It was like a whole.
They're doing that on Twitter with the waifus and shit like that. The Grok waifus, like it's shit.
So sad, man. Loneliness is a real thing, bro. It's an epidemic, and this is not how you solve it. But I watched Blade Runner. Let me tell you, that is not the solution. I promise you.
It's not. No.
I said it's the worst word. We are going further and further into. I say it all the time. Johnny Silverhand was right. Cyberpunk 27. We are going towards a cyberpunk dystopia, and the worst part is we're not getting the cool stuff. We're getting the worst aspects of it, and none of the cool stuff. We're getting no cool robot arms. We're getting no cool flying cars.
You need healthcare to get those robot arms. We ain't getting that.
We're getting none of the good stuff. We're getting all the terrible parts.
Did your insurance cover that? Oh no, they took my Medicaid away.
Yeah, no.
That's fucking funny, bro. Not really though.
All we got, all you
can do is laugh. All you can do is laugh
through the pain, bro. Laugh through the struggle.
Podcast getting dark. The podcast getting dark. Let's shift it. Although you know what's funny, this conversation is political. We just had it. This is actually a perfect segue because I was gonna say something lighthearted, but this conversation is political too. EA is reportedly about to be sold in a record-setting $50 billion buyout to an investor group that includes private equity and Saudi Arabia. The reason why I said this conversation is political is because some people don't. It's not that EA wants to go private. It's who potentially is going to buy them out because people are worried about censorship as well as excessive microtransactions as well as like human rights violations, depending on who buys this company. So for those not following, the other day, it was like 2 days ago, EA stocks are soaring, and it's because it's reported that they're trying to go private. But basically people are trying to make a quick flip because this company is going to have to buy all the shares back in order to go private. It's supposed to be a Saudi Arabian investment group. What does this do for you? Do you care if EA goes private? Do you think this is going to affect the games being made, Watts?
I mean, it could, right? Like when you keep getting these kind of governments involved, although at this point the American government is gonna be the same. It's all the same. But when you start getting these kind of places involved, it could potentially affect what gets made, right? Like you see games have to remove LGBTQ flags from their games when they're in these countries. Like they have to change the way the game is to be sold in certain countries. And when you keep giving them more power and more money invested into them, then of course it could affect what's actually getting made for everyone, period. And that's scary.
I'm no in between on this. I feel like either something really good. The best case scenario is this investment group buys out EA, they go private, and they focus on doubling down on making just great games. Refund Black Panther.
You laugh. You don't even believe that.
Best case scenario, they're really there for the gamers. They're removing the microtransactions.
You don't even believe in a best case scenario. You're saying it, but you
Madden every other year.
It sounds like bullshit.
NBA Live is back.
Coming out of your mouth doesn't even sound. It sounds like bullshit.
That's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is kind of what Watts is talking about. They're going to start censoring the games. They're going to focus they're going to double down even more on monetization. And because now they don't have a board they have to answer to the public, basically, they could do whatever the fuck they want and they could drive all these EA properties even further into the ground. So enjoy Battlefield 6. It could be potentially the last good one, man.
Is Saudi Arabia? Is this the same Saudi group that bought Evo?
Evo, I believe so. Yeah, I think that's why people were worried about it. Man. Yeah,
they are.
I said on Twitter, I said y'all better look out. Tencent has a stake in every single thing under the sun, and now Saudi Arabia is coming. So I'm like, this is going to be
America. We don't got nothing.
No, we bought 10% of Intel. We're trying to control them.
Oh yeah,
we're giving billions of dollars to Argentina.
Unfortunately,
I'm like, bro, they got their own golf league, like just everything,
What
bro.
the fuck does Donald Trump know about a Core i9? Let me know. Like,
It's all electric.
It's all electric. That's the thing for the car, right?
It's Tesla.
Tesla. All electric.
That shit is fucking great. On a more lighthearted note, though, what about Call of Duty Black Ops 7 multiplayer gameplay reveal? Anybody care? Anybody know what it can? It didn't do anything for me.
I didn't even see it.
What I did find interesting though is they revealed the gameplay, but then also one of the devs came out and said they are worried about the fatigue going from 6 to 7 with Black Ops. And to me, I took this as they're worried about Battlefield 6. Do y'all think they should be worried?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
They finally have competition like the first time in years in the shooter market. So yeah.
I'm still going to play Black Ops 7, but admittedly, I hope Activision and Microsoft understand the only reason I'm trying this game is because it's on Battle Pass. If this shit was not on Battle Pass, I would not play this game. Not Battle Pass. Fucking Game Pass. My bad. It will have a Battle Pass. Yeah. Game Pass. My bad. As long as it's free, I'll try it. But back to back, if you guys were charging 70, I would
be having too much fun playing BF6 that you're going to even think about downloading.
That's real. I wanted to bring this one up too, because since we're actually talking about Call of Duty, this is another good segue. So, Culture Crave posted the top 10 best-selling PlayStation games of all time, and this is a perfect segue because we're talking about Call of Duty, but also there was a video that I keep referencing. There was a video that went viral on TikTok, and this dude was just screaming about how gaming is dead, and millions of people were agreeing with him. And one of the counter arguments I've been making is not only is gaming not dead, it's actually it has problems with some of the business monetization issues, but gaming is in a great place. There's so many, if you keep an open mind, there's so many cool different things to try out. But in his video, he was saying one of the reasons he feels like gaming is dead is because there's a lack of variety within certain genres. And the example he gave was that he's like, we had Grand Theft Auto, but we also had Sleeping Dogs, right? And I'm like, my counter argument to that is, well, Sleeping Dogs doesn't exist because you guys didn't buy the game. Like, you may have liked it. You may have played it at your friend's house, but buying the game for $10 on Steam 20 years later does not help the studio. If you like something, you need to support it. And I keep reiterating this argument. If you like something, support it. And people keep telling me, why you keep bringing up the numbers and shit, like, because games cost millions of dollars to make. And you guys claim that you like them and you claim gaming is dead, but the consumer plays a big part. And we now have the 20 best-selling games on PlayStation, and 15 of those fucking slots go to Call of Duty. What are we talking about here, bro?
Yeah, that's insane.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, bro. And then the other stuff is stuff you would expect. Spider-Man, fucking God of War, Grand Theft Auto, Minecraft. And all I'm saying is, like, listen, we like Call of Duty over here too. Sometimes.
Horizon Zero Dawn ain't on this?
You know that game is an industry player.
I got an agenda. I got to push.
Like, Minecraft is in the top 10. We're talking about all time.
Minecraft is the most innovative game on this entire list, I think.
So the point I'm trying to make is the audio does not match the visual. Y'all get on the internet and y'all say one thing, but you do something completely different with your wallet. You don't have to buy Call of Duty every year, especially because y'all bitch about it. Take that money and try and support something else. Go try Silk Song, Silent Hill, something, bruh. If you want these different types of games, because you can't complain the studio collapsed if you ain't helping keep the lights on. That's all I'm saying. The numbers don't lie.
This is the same issue I had with people complaining about Insomniac and Wolverine and being like, God, is Insomniac going to be the only studio that's going to be making these Marvel games? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, and I said it too, I was like, Guardians of the Galaxy was right fucking there. You didn't support it.
And it was a
great
good
game.
I kept saying,
I saw so many people in that tweet.
Game.
Yeah.
Midnight Sun was a great game, but y'all didn't like a card. You don't like seeing a card in the game.
It was on Game Pass. That's the craziest shit about this argument. It was on Game Pass for free and you still wouldn't fucking try it.
Firaxis literally lost so many people lost because of that game because people didn't support it. You said you want a unique, different type of Marvel games. Those are two different types of games that are not like anything that Insomniac made, and none of y'all supported them. Y'all let them go to the side, and I don't want to hear shit. I'm so tired of this argument. I don't want to hear shit about, oh, well, Marvel Avengers came out and that was trash. So you're so dumb. You lack critical thinking that you think because one game from one studio, a completely different studio, made a dud, that you think then it follows up to a completely different studio with a different type of game. Stop it. Stop.
Here's another argument too that they like to make that I'm going to counter. They also love to say, well, the reason I didn't buy the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy game is because all my boys was on Call of Duty. They was all on Madden, so I had to get it.
Peer pressure.
So you're a sheep.
Why would you even say that?
Yeah, I've heard it. Trust me, I've heard it. There are a lot of people that get peer pressured in the games, bro.
That argument still gets told today. Yeah.
I said in the video, and this is the realest shit. I said, people don't leave games or don't try new games because they're so invested in the games that they've played for such a long time. I was like, I have friends, real life friends, that we started playing League of Legends back in college. 2010, 2011. We were playing League of Legends. Played it for 7 years. I freed myself from that slavery. Thank the Lord. They are still stuck to that, and that's all they play. That's all they can play consistently. And I tell them, I say, there's better stuff. We can play different things. We got on League of Legends because we were sick of Call of Duty. That was how bad it was. We were so sick with Call of Duty that we were like, let's try something different, and we fell in love with League. Same thing then happened with League. Same thing. Got sick of it. We got to move to something else. But the thing I constantly hear about them, I say, why can't you stop? Why can't you do it? And he says, and it's the same thing. It's the only game that my friends still all play together. That is why I can't stop playing it. And that is such, and when you think about it, that's the saddest thing. Because you can't convince your friends, kind of what you said, TBH, right? That TikTok, right? It is like literally exercising devils from people to convince them to try a new co-op game, to try a different game.
I seen a TikTok. This dude said gaming is the only hobby where you have to beg people to do things they swear they love. I was like, yo, that is real shit. Y'all swear you're gamers, but you won't play nothing. I don't get it, man.
You could even just be in like a Discord call and play like single player games. You could all be playing Silk Song or whatever and hang out together. It's, you don't have to be playing the same game even.
Nah, screw that. I gotta focus. I can't be listening to people yet.
I just want to be left alone.
It's difficult. You can, but it's a little difficult to do that.
Oh, I hate when I'm in a call and I'm like focused on something and somebody will come in and say, yo, East 120, they're behind you. And I'm like,
I gotta play single player games by myself. It's already hard to stream it and talk to the chat, but having someone in your ear, nah, I can't do it.
Like I want a completely different game. It drives me up a lot.
But maybe that's what it is. Maybe some people have a hard time sitting by themselves and locking in and critically thinking about the media that they're absorbing.
We know what that is, TBH. We diagnosed that already.
What's that, ADHD?
Loner phobia.
That's right. Big loner phobia. Which is unfortunate. So it's unfortunate because I always make the argument, like when you don't sit down and indulge in that type of stuff, you're not only are you missing out on potentially great experiences, but you're also missing out on things that could potentially inspire you. We see this stuff all the time on social media. Life is so boring, X, Y, and Z. And it's boring because you're not absorbing anything that can inspire. That's why I got back into reading. I was like, man, I need to find inspiration somewhere. So I want to absorb a different type of media. But if you just keep playing Call of Duty and Madden and then you just work your 9 to 5, you're kind of doing it to yourself. Like the little bit of free time that you have, you should do something that opens your mind, because you never know where you're going to find inspiration. Then you could take that inspiration and apply it to your life and level up or something. I don't know.
You're just damn near like rotting your brain doing that for damn near every day for like years. Like I could say like doing it for a little bit, like when you were younger, but like if that's what you're still doing, like I'm not gonna lie. Like I kind of do like sympathize with the ladies who are like, man, y'all niggas some bums. Like if you sit there and do that every day. Like you don't do anything else, but you just do your 9 to 5 and then go home, play Call of Duty or 2K or Madden. Like you kind of are a loser. Like that is real loser behavior. I'm not like, I would say the only caveat to that is you ain't out on the streets, but still, like if that's all that you do,
it's better than being out on the streets. And
it's a good point. Like when you start a new game and you're having to learn new controls, learn about new characters, new world, new story, like you are taking in more information. But that's also a big reason why people stick with those games, is because they're like, I'm tired. I don't want to come home from work and then have to like learn a new game and get acquainted with it in a new world. So like, I'm just going to load it up for an hour, go to bed.
The only thing that changes is the setting, but you know what that red dot does. Like there's certain things that every Call of Duty has in common, you know, like we know what that stock on that gun does. So
it's interesting. But y'all said critical thinking multiple times again. I think this is going to be the theme of this episode, the critical thinking.
Bring back critical thinking.
I feel sorry for people who just like, this is going to make me sound like an asshole. I feel sorry for people that don't have creativity like in their heart. Like I feel I feel like at the beginning of this year, I think I tweeted it out like a long time ago, but when Sinners was out, there was so much good media that was like all dropping. So like I went from watching Andor to then watching Sinners to then like playing like
Did you see The Long Walk?
I'm going to.
I saw it.
I felt that way when I watched it. I was like, oh, a human wrote that.
Yeah, like it's just this level of like inspiration. Like, you know, you watch them and you're just like, you feel so damn inspired. Like I felt the same way about Superman. Like I left the theater, I was out there like bro, I'm gonna be a better person. Like you know what I mean? Like
real shit.
I wanted to change the world for the better. Like that type of feeling. But if you're locked up and you're stuck in a cycle and you're just doing the same cycle over and over again, and you don't have those like change ups, that shit's depressing in my mind. Maybe that normality is good for some people, but I find that like that's mind numbing to me. That's just like what you said, sheepish. That's just me following the motions in the cog over and over again. Y'all need art. Y'all got to go out. I'm gonna recommend it. Everybody in the chat, bro, Google your local. Here in Detroit, we have the DIA, but local art museum. Go touch some art. Go look at something. Go see a movie. Like you said, Long Walk. Go see something that you probably don't. Oh, that new movie with Leo in it.
Mm-hmm.
That shit.
I see that.
Yeah.
When
try something different that you haven't normally tried. Just try something different.
You understand when societies collapse. The one thing that we always study is the art because it gives you an idea of what the mind frame of those people were back then. Society. Yeah, so it's like to deny art and just be like, oh, I'm going to play Call of Duty and Madden all the time is like, yeah, that's a pretty boring existence. That's part of the reason why you're sad and depressed.
I would argue Acquisition 33 was a freaking amazing work of art. If you want to put it that way, it was an amazing work of art that 30 people took the time to dedicate themselves to make such an amazing work of art. It wasn't just a video game. And this is why we try to stress, like, you all are literally missing out on works of art. Just because you have this weird thing with your friends, you need to get away from your friends too. I've done that. My friends didn't want to play different shit. And I say, you know what? All right. And again, no offense to them because they still my day zero. But I said, let me get another group of friends who wants to do some different shit.
Have different friends for different things.
Yeah. And that's okay. You can have different subset of friends. You don't have to have just one big group of friends that just wants to do one thing every single time. You can have different friends for different things. You have different interests and you will get those as you grow up in life. I had a totally different mindset 20 years ago than I do today. Like, I have a totally different life. So, again, I don't know what to say about the people who just can't get away from certain things. But, hey, that's me and that's y'all. I just hope that y'all can do better.
It is what it is, man.
He's like, what was that? I don't know if y'all saw the Twitter where he was like, oh, my God, I would love a woman with, like, a wolf cut to like step on me. He's like, no, you don't. You need healthcare. You need healthcare and better working conditions. That's what you need.
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of freedom. Yeah. Speaking of different games, since we went on this whole tangent, new 007 First Light gameplay revealed was that was at 3 weeks ago in another state of play, I believe. It was a whole 30-minute demo. What are our thoughts on this, Jay?
I loved it. The only thing that, again, it was a little rough was that frame rate. Frame rate was a little lacking there, but I did love all the detail. It's going to be interesting because I know people have their certain quirks and preferences on whether they like third person or first person, but I think third person is good here and, bringing 007 James Bond back after so many years. Well, yeah, I liked it. The combat was dope. Obviously, I'm sure the person playing this, they had the little God mode stuff on. I know, like it looked definitely rough. But outside of that, yeah, I love the cinematic. Like, you just look here, like it's a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of these set pieces look absolutely amazing here. So I think for what we saw, they did a great job. I'm just hoping that, again, that frame rate, once the full product comes out, ends up being a little bit more polished. So I'm just going to hope and pray. But we gotta, this is first quarter next year. So this is another thing that you gotta worry about and prioritize if you want to play this day one or not. So we'll see. But I am impressed from what I saw outside of the frame rate. Everything looks good though.
I think my favorite thing about this demo, as well as like a lot of some more recent demos, is a lot of these games I look at and I'm just like, yeah, you could tell this ain't coming to PS4, and I love that shit, bro. So, like, if you watch this, despite the frame rate, and there's a reason the frame rate is dropping, it's because the devil's in the details, the particle effects, the lighting, the textures, like it just looks really good. I like the stealth elements, like all the different tools that he's going to be able to use. It looks like a mix between almost like Uncharted and Hitman. And I like this new Bond. I like the vibe. I like the set pieces. It reminds me of that, Xbox 360, PS3 era. I want more over the top power fantasies like this. So like for me, this is a day one cop, and I'm not a super big 007 fan, but like this game looks awesome. They just gotta clean up that frame rate. I don't know why they showed that. Like, it wasn't like just a little drop here and there. Like, that bitch damn near blew up. I'm hoping it's because they feel confident enough that they're going to get it right. But that, to me, that was crazy to show. I'm like, I see the vision, but you got to.
I appreciate the honesty than them try to hide it. Like,
True.
Know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it was bold, but yeah, I'm not mad at it.
I appreciate the honesty at least.
Any thoughts, Watts?
I think the gameplay looks good. Yeah, I think Uncharted Hitman is like a perfect analogy. It's made by the Hitman people, so you're going to see a lot of that DNA. I think one thing that I did really like to see was when Bond gets caught when he's doing stealth stuff, he just pretends that he's like meant to be there. And I thought that was a really cool like Bond specific thing because he's like the suave guy, so him being able to play it off I thought was really funny. But yeah, I think so far what we've seen looks good. They don't have a ton of time until release, really. It's March 27th. It's coming up.
Mm-hmm. 6 months to.
Please don't blow my PC up.
Hey! This is not an Unreal 5 game. I'm just letting y'all know.
No.
All right, so what's it gonna have? Is it a Souls-like or not? And it's gonna have. Is this an Unreal Engine 5 game or not? There we go.
This is not an Unreal 5 game.
That's fucking funny. Any thoughts, Ethos? Did I get to you?
I grew up playing 007 GoldenEye. Jesus Christ, I played what was it called? Nightfire.
That one was all right.
All the PS2 versions of them, like I can't remember. There's like 5 of them I think I played. I think James Bond kind of became ass when like they made the movie tie-ins. Like I think when the 360 was out, those were kind of like
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like I have my own critiques of Uncharted, but I've always wished that they've added more to the gameplay aspects of Uncharted. This does that by inserting like Hitman DNA into it. It's 100%. You could tell, like, especially when he's like sneaking around the mansion. I was like, if I close my eyes and I just listen, I was like, it sounds like Hitman. Like it looks like Hitman. The whole idea of like him trying to find opportunities just straight out of the DNA of Hitman. I think there's so much you could do because I love that idea of like it can still be this linear experience, but it has a lot of gameplay flexibility of like how you engage with it, which I really like those type of things. And also talking about innovation, just something I really thought was sick. That whole thing where he's in the plane and he hacked into the plane and he can shift the actual like environment he's fighting in at the same time he's fighting in it. That's cool. Like that is like something where I'm like, now that's dope. It's not just some cutscene. It's actually me manipulating the level design while also doing that. And just the way he like interacts when he's fighting, right? Like it has that like Uncharted level of detail of like the way he punches people, they react to getting flown back. And it's what you said too, TBH, the power fantasy. When he's hitting people, it's not like some like grounded like
he like threw the shotgun at the dude's head.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this gas.
Yeah, that was fire. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this
it's like
is
how
savage.
Abby is in Last of Us. It's like you're playing like a tank. You feel like you're playing someone really powerful, like a really over the top human who's like really beating up people and throwing them through windows and stuff. So yeah, I'm sold. Like I agree with you guys said. It's definitely a wait until we see reviews to see if the optimization's there. But if they say the game runs great, oh yeah, it's immediately day one pickup. I will be playing it.
Definitely there. Another game that was announced since the last podcast is, well, I think Kojima had like some type of press conference at the Tokyo Game Show because he announced a bunch of things. He announced like a credit card, some horror game, but
I missed that one. Wait a minute, a credit card.
Google it. Kojima credit card. I think I saved it in my notes. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
They called it Debt Stranding.
Yeah, right here. I got it right here. I'm gonna bring it up. Kojima's next announcement is a credit card. As part of the Beyond the Strand event this week, the celebrated 10th anniversary of Kojima Productions, they've made a series of announcements. They're partnering with Mitsubishi Financial Group to launch a Kojima credit card in the second half of 2026, which will offer a credit card that will give users points based on spending that they can use to exchange for merchandise and other goods for Kojima related items. This shit is so stupid. So basically think about I got Capital One, and whenever I make a purchase, it gives me points that I can use and I can buy stuff anywhere. Basically, it's free money. It's cash back. Think of that, but only the points go towards Kojima gear.
Yeah, that's dumb. Like, you gotta be a diehard fan of Kojima.
So funny. Oh
yeah,
I saw it on Twitter, and I
right?
thought people were memeing about the fact that he had his own conference.
Yeah.
So I thought they were memeing about it. No,
my man doing too much right now. Not a credit card.
What's that bitch had 50% interest on it and shit? Like, that's a trap.
You know how there's a Microsoft had the credit card thing, the financing?
Yeah, for the Xbox store. Like, why would you get that? Just get a regular credit card.
I wonder if it's the same type of thing. Yeah,
use it for the Xbox store if you want to. But the major
whoop-de-doo.
The major announcement that come out of his little thing was they announced the game, and I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it Saint? I don't know how to pronounce this.
Vincent?
Vincent? Is that how you pronounce it?
Maybe.
It's coming from Kojima Productions. You know the crazy thing about this article, and I don't think I saw anybody reference this. I think technically this is the first PlayStation 6 game announced, because they said it's coming to PlayStation. This is not a PS5 game, and it's supposed to be a stealth action game. Kind of in alignment, like a spiritual successor to Metal Gear Solid, and this is the first official poster for it. But I thought that was interesting because I'm like, yo, I keep talking about it on stream. Yo, you PS4 dudes, y'all got to get it together. I'm gonna be honest. If you ain't got a PS5 now, it's cool. They said 2027, they trying to do the PS6. Just start saving now for the PS6. We're getting PS6 announcements. Just start saving for it. It's okay.
It's because this game isn't coming out for 7 years, I think. This game is gonna be.
I'm gonna tell you what they did. He told his boy, what's the artist's name? What's his name? Yoshi, or I forgot. I'm sorry, I blinked on his name. The artist that does the concept art, the really famous concept art, is really good. He probably hit him up and say, "Yo, bro, we gotta show something. Can you just draw something together? We'll just say we'll make it in 7 years." Like, oh yeah, sure, okay. What do you want? You just make it Metal Gear but legally distinct. He said, "Okay, I got you." Said here it is.
They said it will break the barrier between movies and games in terms of visuals. Like, this is going to push the hardware, which
I believe it. I believe it. Question. All right, bets now. What celebrity is going to be the main character?
Who has Kojima been obsessed with? And
Jeff Keighley will be an NPC. I'll predict that. He'll be like a store manager or something.
that you hold and demand intel from.
Get upgrades from or some shit.
Yeah.
I say they already announced 3 actors, so
Pedro what's the Pedro Pascal? There you go. He's in everything.
It's Robert Pattinson. He's been obsessed with vampire.
Yeah.
He's been talking about that a lot. He's met him in person before. I mean,
yeah, he's a gamer too, I think, right?
Can I
also Michael B. Jordan is another. I don't think
that's woke.
But I think
woke.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's been making it, but he did say he really likes Sinners, and he did do something with, I think it was with Michael B. Jordan. I don't know. He also said something about Coogler, like he was interested with.
I was like, bring Coogler in then.
Coogler then, yeah.
Yeah, so it might be because if you get Michael B.
Kojima Coogler project, I don't even know what the fuck that would look like, but I'm interested.
I don't know either.
He already got a homeboy. Who's the other guy? The one that we were like, what the fuck?
Jordan Peele.
He already got Peele.
Can I say so since the last podcast, I played and I beat Metal Gear Solid 3, the remake Delta. I'll say this much. I think people glaze Kojima a little too hard still, but I understand it. I'm a Metal Gear fan after beating Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. I get it now. I give the remake a solid 8. There's some things that I feel like didn't translate very well, like they didn't age very well, and some of them boss fights were a little gimmicky. But overall, it was. I enjoyed the game. I did enjoy the game for the most part.
That growth.
So I don't think I'm gonna play Death Stranding, but I'll keep an eye because they said this is a spiritual successor to Metal Gear. I think I'll keep an eye on this game at least. I'll give Kojima a chance. I'm opening my mind.
Did they say what the setting is? Like, is it future sci-fi? It looks kind of sci-fi.
Nah, I wouldn't say, but yeah, it looks.
We don't know anything about it. It's an idea in this man's brain.
And
this
pretty much. They got some concept art.
He has an idea.
You said what, Ethos?
On the poster, it says 3 lateral. What is that? Did they say in the article what that is? Is that a studio?
Nah, I don't know what that
No, it is not.
He's just making up words.
Just doing shit. That's all I got for the gaming news. We can move into the last section, our favorite for JG, the social justice warrior news, aka the woke news of the week.
They're a studio. They're a support studio.
Okay.
Yeah, they big AAA characters, like high quality AAA studio characters.
If it's your first time listening to the podcast, we always end this podcast with all the social justice warrior news, which is an old term before woke became popular, before that was co-opted and bastardized. And in this week, we're getting political in terms of Xbox. I want to hear your take on this. JG, the price of the Xbox is going up. The exact prices, the Series S is going from 400 to from 379 to 400. Then the Series S 1 terabyte, 429 to 450. Then the Xbox Series X, 550 to 600. And then the biggest one, 600 to 650. Then they even have an $800 model. It went from 729 to 800. You're woke, JG. Can you give us maybe a breakdown? Why do you think this is that a 5-year-old piece of hardware costs more than ever?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Oh, inflation. Yeah, I mean, again, just like the jokes we make about the PS4 people not getting a PS5 yet. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Like all the Xbox people try to laugh at all the Sony people because we saw those going up, and now the same thing is happening again because it already went up, so now it's going up a second time. So, I mean, if you don't have anything now, then I don't know what to say. I guess you just broke. So, yeah, I don't have any other thoughts on it. It is what it is at this point. So it's kind of your fault if you don't have any of these consoles and you're still thinking about it, but now you got to pay higher prices for it.
Or if you voted for a certain someone or you didn't vote at all, you don't get to bitch and complain because this is y'all fault.
Yeah, they're not gonna say that though. They're not gonna say it's a direct impact of who they voted for, because politics don't have any place in video games or entertainment.
It's so bad too. This news is really bad that they're doing the price hike. I don't know if y'all saw, but Costco announced they're not carrying the Xbox anymore.
Damn,
And
I didn't
see that. Yeah,
Costco is the third largest retailer, from my understanding. So this is actually a big deal. Wow. And it's true because, fun fact, I went to Costco today, not because I wanted to see if this story was true or not. I was out of food and my dog was out of food, so it was time to re-up. So I went to the tech section and I looked. It's only PlayStations in there. It's true. They don't got no extra.
Did you see those Nike dunks that they made? Those Kirkland dunks? Did you see them?
I saw those, but I didn't see them in the store. I saw them online. I don't know if I'd wear them. You like them, Jace?
They're this funny. I can't do the Kirkland, bro. On the side of the
Kirkland. I thought you was gonna get them TBH. I was like, oh, this is 100% a TBH.
Nah. I'm big Kirkland, but they didn't look that good. They got to look good, man.
Man, stay at Costco. But yeah, so is that a direct impact of the consoles going up? Why they're not?
No, I think that was just poor timing. I think the Xbox, because from the last time I read, for every 4 PlayStation 5s, 1 Xbox sells. I think it was just poor sales, and then the news came out that the price hike was coming out. It was just bad timing, I think.
Screw that.
Okay. Damn. Yeah. Well,
it is what it is, bro. This one's a little bit more social justice warrior. I think you'll like this one. We saw the news that the U.S. Department of Homeland Security used Pokemon Gotta Catch 'Em All theme song while detaining what they refer to as illegal immigrants.
I did see this. Yep.
Me personally, I think, I feel like Nintendo oversteps their boundaries when it comes to protecting. And I get it. You want to protect your IPs, but sometimes they be doing too much. If there was ever a time where there was the lawsuit out, I might back you on this one, Nintendo, because this was
definitely crazy. This is like assigning your brand to a very specific political party, political view. So yeah, I think Nintendo should. And so they've used a bunch of people's stuff without permission, obviously. Mm-hmm. And there's been a couple of people that are like, "Hey, this is not. Send me my check if you're gonna do this. This is not my viewpoint."
They're trying to be cheeky and funny, but it's so weird because this is a children's cartoon, and you're locking people up and deporting them, and singing "I want to be the very best." And gotta catch up. What? Who thought this was funny? This is just inhumane to me.
It is. Yeah.
I'm not gonna play it,
bro.
I'm not going to play the video or the audio because I don't want to get a copyright strike on this thing.
That's crazy that you get a copyright strike.
But they won't copyright
But they won't. Yeah, they won't.
If you want to see what I'm talking about, just go to Twitter and go to the Homeland Security at DHS.gov. It's one of their latest posts and watch this video, bro.
Twitter, so that is insane.
Why did they give Gen
really
Zers access to these social media accounts? Because like I have, I have dark humor sometimes, but this stuff is going too far, bro. Some of this stuff is just
you can't
absolutely
have official,
not funny.
Yeah, you can't have official accounts dehumanizing people. Like that's the first step towards a lot of very bad things, is having people dehumanized, not seeing them as actual people.
Yeah. We literally went over 100 years of black people being considered 3/5 of a person. We weren't even the full person. And now you are saying that illegal immigrants are pocket monsters.
3/5 of a Pokeball.
And yes, they get caught in the Pokeball. And they made them a freaking Pokemon card and said that their weakness was ice, bro. This is, and I'm like, nah, dog. Like, it's funny, but I'm like, come on, bro. Like, we have gone too far with this.
What timeline are we on?
But I said, Nintendo, please get them, bro. They should not be able to use this IP for this. I'm sorry. No.
You took this video down. You should have told Twitter, take this down, or we're suing. I'm gonna say, Nintendo, y'all some cowards. Y'all straight up some cowards. Because if someone had taken some other IP and done this, you would have been quickness with the lawyers, and you would have had this copyright strike video taken down. Just off of the audio alone, that's enough. Audio, video, all that. But they see that these people have added a green screen. They put the effects. They add in your catchphrase of your franchise, and it's still up. And you're just like, oh, we're looking into it. Your priorities are wrong, buddy. Your priorities. And you know what's worse about this? I know what it is. I know it's probably the whole idea with the tariffs and everything like that. I guarantee you, this has probably become a national problem. I wouldn't be shocked if Nintendo's talked to their government and they're like, yo, can you like talk to them about taking this down so we don't have to get in this? Because if they find out a Japanese company is suing a government entity about copyright usage, that opens a whole can of precedents that I don't think we want to, potentially end up. Oh, who gives a crap? This man has literally broken every rule and thing that we've been used to, normal thing. So things could get really bad. Like things could get really, really bad. So
not everything needs to be a joke, and this is coming from somebody that likes to joke. I was like, bro, is this? I thought it was fake. I had to go to.
I thought it was fake. I thought somebody had.
I saw it in an article, so I was like, is this real? I had to go to. I was like, oh, it's real. When I went to the Twitter, I was like, oh shit.
I'm like, damn, how is this the line? Like, this is the line for a lot of us. And we're like, no, well, I can't do this. I can't co-sign this. I can't laugh at this. Like, this is just outright wrong.
Nintendo is not protecting their IP, and also I have one more article. It turns out allegedly Facebook might not be protecting the kids either, because according to this article, Meta reportedly suppressed research about how dangerous VR headsets are for kids. Meta allegedly suppressed research that suggested kids were exposed to certain dangers while using VR headsets, according to a report by the Washington Post. Current and former employees have presented documents to Congress that describes incidents in which children were groomed by adult predators in VR, but allege the internal reports were edited to omit the worst of these offenses, but Meta has denied the allegations.
I believe it.
The trove of documents presented to Congress reportedly indicate guidance from Meta's legal team instructing researchers to avoid collecting data about children using VR devices. The memo suggests this is due to regulatory concerns, likely referring to the fallout from congressional hearings that took place in 2021. The documents also include warnings from employees that children younger than 13 were bypassing age restrictions to use VR headsets. However, Meta has since lowered the age down to 10. So basically, some research was done. They found there's a lot of pedos in these VR games, which I believe, especially that VR, what's that VR chat?
VR chat, yeah.
Yeah, and they found, they researched, they found it, and basically the information got suppressed because, Meta's super close with the president, so he can probably get that job done. The reason I wanted to bring this article up is for the people who listen, who got kids, nieces and nephews and stuff like that. Once again, not only monitor what they're doing on Roblox and Minecraft, you better monitor what they're doing on these VR headsets, because apparently it's a lot of weirdos out there and they're trying to suppress the information from it going on, which is nasty work, man.
You're talking about government protects pedophiles. Why are you shocked by this?
Yeah.
Why are we shocked by this?
Yeah, I'm not shocked by it because I mean, I feel like VR headsets are struggling to still penetrate homes. Like it just never. You remember, like 10 years ago, it was supposed to be the big thing, and it just kind of never became a big thing. It's kind of like a niche. And Facebook has put so much money into research and development. I can see them trying to suppress these articles because they're trying to penetrate as many homes as possible. And the last thing you want is bad PR saying, "Don't buy the Meta Quest 3 because it's full of pedophiles." Basically, so I can see them. I can see this being real.
Still does not make it a good decision though to be suppressing that. People need to know. And I get that it's going to affect sales, but at the end of the day, it has to come to the parents. And again, you need to pay attention to what your children are doing because there are some weirdos on every facet of the internet. So it really has to start there. You're not going to be able to fully protect your kids and shield your kids from everything, especially if you're not paying attention to what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. So
you can't control what everybody does, but what you can do is, you could get ahead of it, be like, hey, we found we have this problem on our platform, but we're doing X, Y, and Z to take care of this. And we have a zero tolerance for this type of behavior. I would imagine for some people, they look at it like, okay, well, in comparison to Minecraft and Roblox, at least they're trying to do something about it. Maybe I'd be more inclined to buy it because I know they're on this shit. Because you can't stop it 100%. But the fact you're trying to suppress it, gross. Fucking gross to me.
Absolutely. Very, very gross.
That's all I got on the show notes. Unless y'all want to add something else to the show before I wrap it up. Did I forget something?
Yeah, you talk about the gun violence again that's starting back up.
Oh, did I forget that one? Hold on.
Yeah, the other one right before the
yeah, I see. All right, I got this one. The U.S. government is looking into the connection between video games and gun violence. Well, what else could it possibly be? So we're back. We're back in 1995. The head of the health department, Robert Kennedy Jr., frequent heroin abuser, says that
brainworm haver.
brainworm, right?
Did I lie? No,
you did not.
A frequent heroin abuser says that the reason that violence is at an all-time high is video games. What's your take on this, Jay?
Like, I swear, this is like a regurgitated topic. We talked about this on podcast before. I swear this happens every 2 to 4 years. It's just like, hey, we've had something major that happened on our soil. What can we blame? Video games. Let's do it again. Let's try it again and see if America is ready to wake up. And constantly, we're just like, no, we know what the real problem is. It's gun violence. We can't pin this on anything else. You're not going to say, oh, because this kid plays this video game that is going to make them violent and go and get a gun that they shouldn't have access to anyways, but somehow they end up getting access to and then go do something stupid and then ruin their lives and end up taking the lives of multiple people, because usually when this stuff happens, it's usually a mass shooting, not just one person ultimately losing their life. Like, how many times are we gonna try this? Like, how many times we gotta teach y'all old men and women in the government to stop targeting video games, because y'all don't target music like that,
or movies.
Y'all don't target movies like that. Why is it always video games? It's always video games that y'all try to go after. Like, and there's never any proof because people have shut y'all down a million times on this. We could say, oh, it's an America problem or it's a worldwide problem. It's not. It's not in any facet of the world that video games have caused this. So why do we keep trying this? I just don't understand.
It's all the distraction because they don't want to release them e-files. But anyways,
yeah, pretty much.
You know what I hate about this argument? Like, I wish I could sit down these people and these old people and just be like, look, guys, the problem with your argument is it implies violence didn't exist before video games because you keep pointing the finger. And a perfect example I can give you is what recently released, that new Mafia video game. The Mafia video game is not a figment of people's imagination. It is a video game based off an actual culture and a crime group. So how's the video game the problem, but not the fucking crime group that's been around since like the bootlegging era of the United States? Like, if you want to solve the problem, kind of like what JG was saying, then you got the mental health stuff. Poverty plays a big issue, but then that requires real conversation, and people don't want to have it. So then they just want to be like, oh, fucking blame the video games. Nah, nigga, release the e-files.
It's an easy thing to blame. Yeah. It's just like, look over there, don't look at us to actually do any meaningful change to help our communities, to help our people. It's, looking at mental health stuff would mean looking at giving people free mental health care so that they can get the help they need.
Free health care.
That's not going to happen. The other side that you look at is having like more gun control. Not going to happen. So they're like, yeah, get rid of the video games. It's the video games' fault. Look
when
at
it
that.
keeps happening, then what?
We're just going to just continue the same cycle like we've been doing for
Or let's try
already.
movies, but now we're getting rid of the people's movies.
Violence
So
didn't
how can
exist
people-
before.
How do we understand and recognize that movies aren't real, even though a lot of movies are super close to the truth? What could possibly happen than video games have been. How do we not recognize that? We recognize that movies aren't real, but for some reason video games end up causing you to go out, because they blame GTA for I don't know how long. They blame Mortal Kombat when that first came out, so that was a big thing. Like I don't get it. I don't get it how we somehow can't differentiate between the two.
And the crazy part is
the problem.
Even though like we have issues with like gun violence and stuff like that, still to this day, some of the most horrific things done in human history happened before the modern era. I hate to break it to you guys, but the conquistadors, the colonizers from Britain and shit, they didn't play video games. They were just fucking savages. People who owned slaves, they didn't play video games, okay? So what the fuck are we talking about? Some people are just evil. Like, it's just such a stupid argument, man.
We have to recognize that in America, like, we just love violence, and it's an unfortunate truth. Violence gets stuff done. Violence is what people cares about. People lose their lives because of this, but it's an unfortunate thing in America, and we're just not going to admit it for some reason. But it's just violence is the way that we have just been living, and I think it's going to continue down this path. I don't think we're going to just stop being violent, even if we do pin whatever violence, gun violence, whatever other violence that you can think of. If we pin it on something, it's still not going to fix anything.
Listen here, JG. Listen. The Second Amendment gives me the right to own an AR, and I need an AR because I don't want the government to tread on me unless my team's winning.
Exactly.
That's all we got on the show notes. Is there anything else you want to add before we wrap this one up?
And that is it.
We're all depressed.
I know, right?
Tight shit.
We made this so political this episode.
Come join my streams to learn about the Japanese patriarchy. Gets better.
That's your closing statement. I was about to throw it to you, ladies first.
Okay. Yeah, come learn about why you shouldn't get married and why patriarchy needs to be destroyed and gods suck.
There you go. Silent Hill type shit.
Right.
Ethos, what's your closing statement for episode 168? Go.
Oh my gosh. So this entire podcast, I've been watching Cammy, and she's been stuck on the same boss.
She's still fighting the jumping.
I have been doing the same thing.
Fighting
yes.
all of the game.
15-hour Radon fight coming in, boy.
I'm going into the chat and
Maybe
I'm
more than
saying,
that.
everybody in the comments say, Cammy, use the summons. You cannot just let.
Don't call them summons. Call them NPCs.
help.
Use your
the
friends.
The
We gotta use
homies.
different
Use the
terms,
homies.
though.
Use the
call
homies.
Did she
You
even
will
do
not
any?
think less of you. We
She
will
didn't
not
do
think less
any
of you.
lore, did she? Like, she doesn't have
No,
any.
that's why she's
any
fighting
allies.
for them.
Yeah, she's fighting everybody.
Everybody
It's
understands.
crazy to see so many people
Ooh.
struggle with this fight because I ran through this fight.
But
It took me like
you probably
30
had to
minutes.
fight two of them. You probably only had to fight two of them. If you did it,
No,
right,
I had to fight three. I had to fight three.
She's fighting
you were-
five.
I abused it. So what
She's
I did,
fighting
them,
all
bro.
of them.
I figured.
She's
Yeah.
fighting all of them.
Oh,
All
I
five.
figured
That's
out
why
they had a
she's
low
fighting
poise.
more.
I just stunned them with
Yes.
jumping heavy attacks.
No, because she gets close to fighting she has to fight the big girl first, and then when she's fighting the big girl, then homeboy shows up with the
Hornsey
dual
comes
blade.
out, yeah.
Hornsey comes out with a one-shot kill. Then when she tries to get close to that, then she gotta fight the big shield Gardner. Then after
More.
she gotta fight that, then she gotta fight she gotta fight the.
That's so
the
frustrating.
Dry leaf.
No.
That's
And
so
they're all
frustrating
trying
because
to
fight Needle.
she knows she's at the end of the game, and you think you're about to get to the end of the boss.
Yeah.
You can't even get to you can't get past the second to
TBH,
last
I
one.
want you to understand. She started the stream up today with the mindset that she would be done with this in like 30 minutes, and she be fighting
Instead of
around?
finishing what was right in front of her.
And she can't even beat what's in front of her right now.
That's crazy.
Watch,
bro.
please go in there and help her. Please. She not gonna listen to us.
She's not
She'll
going
listen you.
to.
Listen, please
She literally
help.
being ignored. She's been timing people out who've been saying.
She comes from my school. We don't listen to the chat.
Yeah, we know.
bang our head against the wall.
If she wants to complete it with not, summoning anyone, then it might just take a while. But this fight is created around it's supposed to be. We don't believe in your politics.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's my people versus your people.
Yeah, what a great analogy.
All right, Jay, what's your closing statement for episode 168? Go.
Look, bro, I still don't get it. I still don't get why this Mickey is a thing, bro. Like, bro, I just killed. What are you sitting here?
I didn't start Mickey. That was Siggy. That's the one that made
it. It don't matter, bro. Why
you perpetuate the system?
I perpetuate the system because people was coming at my head. They was coming at my head, and then motherfuckers get mad because I'm good at talking shit.
No, you could have overthrown the system, but instead you perpetuate the very system that suppressed you.
Damn.
Think about that.
It's because there's a reason why the Joker is one of my favorite characters. It doesn't have to make sense. I just love anarchy. I like the fuckery. Anyways,
the fact that out of everybody in GI, she decided to follow your philosophy in this damn game.
Real people say it's okay, Cammy. I promise it's okay. I use my homies too. It's okay. She did the same thing with Bale. Oh, Lord.
Anyway, I appreciate y'all for listening.
Don't let your friends perpetuate.
Yes. Don't let the
systems that hold them down.
This is the struggle right here. I got it on the goddamn screen.
You don't watch this.
Why am I in a podcast
all night, bro? All freaking
night. Was that your closing statement?
Yes, that was my closing statement. I'm like, why is Mickey not dead yet?
Sensational. My closing statement for episode 168 is, since we've been talking politics the entire stream, I got a reading recommendation for you guys. Check out Captain America Volume 12. This is the cover of issue number 1. Only the first 3 chapters is out. It's very good. Talks about what it means to be an American. The kind of the gist of the story without spoiling it is basically it's his first week out of the ice, so he's readjusting to society. And there's another Captain America. The United States government basically kind of abandoned him, so he goes on missions with the other one, and they fight Dr. Doom. But he has to invade Latveria. And it's a lot of really good political commentary on what it means to be an American. Shit's fire. If you like that type of stuff, that's my recommendation for you guys. But other than that, that is all I got on the show notes. So we appreciate everybody coming through to the Gaming Illuminati podcast, episode 168. If you're new, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, rate the show 5 stars, and make sure to follow us on social media. And we will see you on the next episode of the Gaming Illuminati podcast. Peace.